Hello? Hello. Everybody, happy Wednesday. Welcome to the middle of the week, the midweek shuffle, the hump day. Time for the news, man. Hope you're all keeping very well. And, you know, the week is treating you all right. Storm Kieran or something is on his way up this neck of the woods, bringing all sorts of wind and rain and all. Do you know? So wrap up and stay inside and have a tasty beverage. Light the fire, you know, and watch more FlightSim stuff. Do you know? We have a busy show tonight. Murphy will try to learn English. So waiting to tell you what's going on, right? So we're going to do the schedule a little bit different tonight because, ladies and gentlemen, we have FlightFX. Nick is here, and well, he's over there, and he's going to be joining us now in a moment because, well, it's some news, man. And it's great to finally catch up with all the exciting things that FlightFX are working on, and he might just share what he's thinking. Do you know? So we're going to have Nick on in a moment. Then we're going to be checking out the news, go through all the news this week, and there's quite a bit of it. Then we're going to be working on our livery as we complete our livery design, as we've been doing so over the last number of weeks, teaching us from the absolute entry point to learn how to do livery creation here at Microsoft Flight Sim. Then, friends, we check out the UFT, EFB, OMG, TMI, right? The PMDG made the gadget with the tablet. We're going to look at it and see what it's all about, right? Then, friends, we have the the Dash 7. Right, the Dash 7. We're going to be checking that one out as well, just released by pilots. So looking forward to this one. It's going to be a busy one, right? So hope you're all keeping well. We're live in 2 locations. Hello Twitch, hello, and hello to YouTube, which I just went live on. You see, there's method here, lads, method here. So we'll say hello and welcome to the folks who are joining us here. It's great to see so many familiar names here in the chat. Daedalus is here, Rambog Mord is in the house, Spitfire RAF 100. Welcome in, man. Dakey Decimus is here, Photos by Kev, good to see you. Still be 9 p.m. before he gets the prop, it's fine. Italian Yang fan, welcome in. Vacuum is in the house. The lovely Kaharia. It's great to see you, Kaharia, hope you're well. Super Typhon is here. Toto, he says, is it Friday yet? This is roll on Friday. I was back to work today, lads, I'm not going to lie. Is it Friday yet? Eamon 1973 is here, good to see you, my guy. Oz Nomad is here. Oz Nomad, you won a thing the other day, will you drop me a message on Discord, meow flower? Tarnish Mossman is in the house, good to see you. Dougal McTavish, the chairman, you're very welcome aboard. The Limbics is here, he says, morning team, doing the work lurk after being in the field. Some say you're outstanding in your field. It's great to see you, Limbics. Knight's Ep is here, it's good to see you. Gaseous Maximus is in the house. It's busy here, lads. Knight's Ep, guten Abend. Viper Stripe, English, I'll get there. Viper Strike is there. He says in English now, perfectly spoken. Good afternoon, Murph and the Fireflies. I took the ATR from San Juan down to Porta Plata to Grand Turk earlier on. And yourself. I'm on Crown is here. Good to see you. Soaring AJ. AJH, man. Jan Race is here. Good to see you. Eamon 1973 says, the Fireflies watch Murph simultaneously on Twitch and YouTube for double the fun. Right? Well, double the fun. We'll go with it. Dragon 617 is here. It's good to see you. Who else is here? God almighty, it's kind of busy. Martel, good to see you. Virtual Gamer, welcome in. Gibbo Ireland is over on YouTube. Good to see you, Gibbo. How are you, man? I'm flat out busy tonight. Wait till you see the state of it. Wait till you see the state. It'd be brilliant, right? There's all stuff going on in both my ears. It's like, right, I need to be fast because I've Nick, he's stuff to do, right? But anyway, hang on, we'll get to it now. Shuffle shoes, shuffles in. AJH, hope all is well. Now, let me see. FD 1003 is in the house. Good to see you, man. Catbat 9 is here. The Cat Battage. Jefferson 2001, the man, the myth, the legend has rambled in. Here, he has joined us for tonight's festivities. Did you get over Halloween? Did you have many... What did Mrs. Two-Tone call them? Pookies. But yeah. Halloween people. Trick-or-treaters. That's what I call them. Or those who need to be scared. Me dad came in yesterday. Jesus, the buttons. Me dad came in yesterday to take me masks. You know, the masks they wear. You know, Loggy and all that. Yeah. What are you doing with them? I need to scare the neighbours. Fair play. But yes. Now, where are we? Energizer. There's buttons going on both sides, lads. This is great crack. Energizer, it's good to see you, man. Muttley is here. Welcome aboard. Muse fan, you absolute legend. Very happy Wednesday to you, my guy. Hope you're well. Now, let me see. Dread Metis is here. Gabe. Was that 2 alerts? There's too many things happening. Gabe is over there on the tube of you. Hello, Gabe. It's good to see you, man. Eamon 1973 is also there. There's Nick. Man, don't put the crazy gun. Don't put that crazy guy from FlightFX on. That guy. So hot right now. That guy, right? Yes, but Nick is here. Husker Do, it's good to see you. Virtual Gamer, welcome in. Not another streamer uses 2 platforms. Virtual Gamer, listen, I'm on 3 platforms. I'm on RTE Radio 1 as well. I'm only joking. Could you imagine? Could you imagine though? I have a voice and a face for radio. Face for radio. Whack-a-mo, it's good to see you. Wombat49 is here. K, thanks, bye, good to see you. Filthy. Well, it's Filthy's birthday today, lads. Happy birthday, Filthy. Welcome in, man. Hemmingbird is here. Oh, you're early. I am early. I'm also not prepared at all. Goblin Zeus, good to see you. Daedalus is here. Jesus, lads. James747 James. Good to see you, man. Pilot Thumper. Meow. What's going on here, Meow? It's good to see you, man. Now, let me see. Sterling, good day. Wayland Jutani, good abend. Who's this? Not seeing, is it? Noxton? Welcome in. Rookie Pilot is here. Now, you'll have to excuse me, Murph. Oh, no, you'll have to excuse Murph. He's Irish. Yeah, that makes total sense. Bill Barrett is here. It's good to see you. Waffler11, welcome aboard. Gary JF, very happy Wednesday. Marco, thank you very much indeed for the subscribe. Very kind of you. Now we're catching up here to rating knots, and my screen is smaller. I'm right. They're flying it tonight, lads. Right. Two Dog says greetings from Wisconsin. Greetings from Tipperary. Hope you're keeping very well indeed. Now, where's the buttons? Wayne Mason over on YouTube. Hello to you, Wayne. Party on, man. Shia. Now, Devil Fly, it's good to see you. Welcome in. Now, my unrealistic expectations. I finally fixed my Microsoft Flight Sim. It was crashing like every 5 seconds with an error code, but I finally managed to fix it. Good man. Brilliant. Great result. Great result. Max Pike, good to see you. I got the Dash 7. Ooh. Max, we'll go through it now in a little bit. Chiba Hawk is here. Hello, Grayling. What? Are my filters broken again? I actually have the darkest strawberry... No, it's brown colour. Brown, blonde. Yeah. Blondie, brownie hair. That's what I have. It's the filters. Turn up your saturation and lower your contrast. That's what it is. Now, where are we at? Jeez. We're over here. QC Frank, welcome in. There's already Christmas tree and Christmas songs in the shopping centre here in Canada, says QC Frank. Are you serious? I saw me first Christmas the holidays advert today, and I was like, it's happening, right? It's happening. Thank you for the follow, Hunters. Good to see you, man. Airborne Rookie, good evening. Renoir's here, good evening. Marwan is here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have developer royalty in the house. Marwan, it's great to see you, man. The dude behind the H-Jet, right? We like it. We love it, man. It's great to see you. Haven't seen you since then. Over in place, Houston, that's the place. Hope you're well. I don't have grey hair at all, by the way. Marwan can confirm that. Marwan saw how beautifully blonde my hair was, right? So did Nick. And if they say anything else, they're just trolling. Now, Pat Laris is here. Hello, Pat Laris. Good to see you, man. 4JC. Hey. Good to see you. Mick Coffey. Right, hello. From the west coast of Canada, British Columbia, to be exact. Hello from Tipperary, in the middle of Ireland, to be precise. You're welcome in. He fixed the error by switching to a Mac. Mince pies are in the store, Kev. Jesus. Ernie McCarthy, hello from South Africa. Hello, Blue. Well done. You won the World Cup. It was brilliant. Right, wasn't it, though? We need a replay, though. Ireland and South Africa. Just, But anyway, right, I think I've caught up. Jamie Com is here. Good to see you, Jamie. Who else? Sophia says hi. That was my daughter. Hello, Sophia. Hello. Good to see you. Now, he's even more handsome in person. Yes, he's back in the bill. Overkill Simulations is here. What up, my dude? Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't already know, Overkill Simulations on YouTube, fantastic channel. You're very welcome aboard. Dude, we share so many Discords, like all the time. Great to finally meet you. Who's this? Dan1878 is here. Not related to AIM in 1973. Good evening, Dan. It's good to see you, man. Now, let me see. You pronounce grey very weirdly. What are you talking about, Muse Fan? Who asked you? And then over on Twitch, Muse Fan, the legend, gifted 5 tier 1 subs, because he's a legend. And something else happened as well. Filthy has subscribed on his birthday, lads, for 19 months. And they started a hype train over on Twitch, because that's what you can do over there. Oh, and then Filthy gifted a tier 1 sub to Super Typhon. Did I see PS Mirandai here?
Hello there,
PS Mirandai. Hope you're well. But yes, lads, thank you all so very, very much indeed. Right, I need to press buttons. I even have a little... Well, I wait till you see the work I've done here. Come Come on, look at the top of the screen. Doesn't it look very fancy? Right? It looks brilliant. Now, I have to press loads of buttons. I could have done this one. Where was it now? Jesus. Was it this one?
1850. 715.
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty,
815.
snoozy,
I
snooze.
used to press that button. Nick would say, play some good music coming on. You all have to hum the tune to, I don't, what's the film? Rocky, that'll do, Rocky, right, that'll do. Right, hang on, I'll press the button over here. Wait now, lads, this is going to get fierce exciting. Imagine if he didn't answer. Imagine if he's like, sorry, the number you, am I ringing the right person? Oh, I am. Imagine if he said, like, I'm too busy, I can't talk to you tonight. You know, USB disconnect. That's what it sounds like. You know, USB disconnect. That's what it sounds like. Hello?
Hello.
Hang on! Don't change a thing! You're not, your voice is live, but nothing else is, so don't even move for a second, right? Like, just don't move for a second. I need to press some buttons here now. This is going to be hilarious. Meanwhile, you're probably, it's fine, right? Hang on, if I press this button, and I press it, they can already see it. Now, say nothing for a minute. This is where
Where's
the
my
science...
music?
It's playing, you just can't hear it. Hang on a second. Jesus. Here's a fella who's literally gone all out. I had a mask like that before, but I had to stop dating her. Right. Nick, how are you? That is
I didn't
Nick?
do my hair and makeup.
God almighty. That's a serious wig, man. Did you make that yourself?
No, it's a garden decoration.
A garden decoration? It looks fantastic. Does it weigh much? It looks savage heavy.
It's got like a light in it. It's just, you know.
Jesus, that was dangerous. Well, Nick from FlightFX, you're very welcome. It's great to see you, man. And as I was saying to Marwan there in the chat, it was great to actually meet you guys at Flight Sim Expo. You do actually exist. It's wonderful. You know, so I just happened to be loaded in to DuPage, which is beautiful. Found a lovely spot in the hangar to park this beautiful Vision Jet. Right, we rolled out the red carpet. Do you know what I mean? And it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it came out pretty good.
It just did.
It took a while to get there because it got interrupted by a whole bunch of other things. But yeah, we eventually got there.
Now, we actually used this airport for our launching pad. We did Route 66 there last week, and we all started off in DuPage because prior to you releasing this airport, it would have been something like, you know, well, any of the major Chicago airports, right? The international ones. And then we found this place, and it's like, it's a GA hub, right? There's like business jets, the GA are all here. It's a fantastic airport. And the detail, I was even saying this to folks, like when you do like a comparison, be it on Bing Maps or Google in satellite view at this airport, and you put your drone cam in the same position, it's carbon copy. It's just phenomenal how you managed it.
Yeah, it actually drove me nuts a little bit because and I think somebody commented on this, but the concrete there is so like
so
pure.
Bright.
Yeah, it's so white. It's so bright. So if you don't have like a traffic program like FSLTL or something like that, or you don't have any of your sim traffic turned on, it looks almost like unfinished in a way, just because there's so much like concrete and there's so much, and it's so clean.
Right.
Pardon me, I'm getting over a cold thanks to my daughter. But it's just got like these huge like aprons and stuff on it, and there's no, it just has the repetitive seams, and there's no like oil stains or whatever. I don't know why. But everything seems to be like in good order. But I mean, that's in the main apron. You go over the other side, and it's like it's all messed up and torn up. But yeah, I mean, there's parts of it that just look a little like barren, I guess, until you put like some traffic and stuff in there. So that's why one of the reasons why I actually decided to include some default like aircraft that are out there on that apron. But yeah, the airport's cool. It's a lot of fun. This is the airport where we actually ran into our Vision Jet that we used for it's the basis for the Vision Jet that's in the sim.
No way.
And God, it's so weird to see myself talk on delay. It's like so disconcerting.
It's great, isn't it? I do it all the time. And like sometimes I even pretend to make up new words as my mouth is still moving. It'd be hilarious.
Yeah, it's very. I have to keep doing this so I can actually see myself talk. So anyways, it's the cool thing about this airport is it has this really funky like FBO. I believe there's plans for this airport. Probably some of the people around the stream know better than I do. I think when they built this airport, there was plans for it to become more as like an overflow for some of the stuff going on in Chicago. And I just never quite materialized, I think, for one reason or another. But now it's a heavy there's a lot of executive traffic and stuff that goes in. There's a lot of you go in there at any given time, you'll see a bunch of different corporate GA aircraft that are out on that hangar, as well as some charter services and stuff that are on the northwest side. And funny enough, some people were asking. I got some people that were asking if we were going to do the hotel there. I forget the name of it. That's a resort there. That's just on the north side of those the buildings that you see up there in the top right corner. And it actually burned down in a catastrophic fire that was set by some teenagers it was a hotel that like I think it was closed down. It's either getting renovated or it was closed down or something like that. And they went in there in the middle of the night and so they set a fire. And it was like a 12 alarm fire and it torched the whole place. There's a big tower and there's like a golf course and like this indoor pool and like all this kind of stuff. And the whole place went up in flames.
Yikes.
So I can actually say, you don't get to say this often, but the jacked up photogrammetry is actually accurate. So
it's insane. But come here, like why DuPage? Like what made this airport kind of jump out to you, especially to say we got to do this recreation. We got to just this is what it is we're going to do, because like when you talk about building a scenery, the sim is awash with sceneries. So like, was it a case of limited options, or like have you any kind of personal ties to this place?
No, we have personal ties to it. My real life boss actually has a second company there that does charter aviation. It's called Plane Masters.
Nice.
Their building is over there. It's one of those ones that I'm actually looking at right now. That's up there in the corner. It's like the 5th or 6th building that's like down there from the top left. We had access to that airport through their company. And we got introduced to the general manager of the airport and the director of operations. They gave us a tour around the place and stuff like that, and they were actually really supportive of us doing this. So you can call it a sanctioned product, if you will. But yeah, they gave us like full airside access. We met some people up in the tower. Matter of fact, one of the young lady that works in the tower, I know she has an Instagram page, I think, too. And her photo, we caught her. She was coming out and getting in the elevator, and somebody introduced us to her. She was like, "Oh, what are you guys doing?" And then they were like, "Hey, we'll take your picture. We'll put it in the game." So if you actually go in the tower, you'll see her picture like kind of hidden away. It's a little Easter egg, and another gentleman who actually owns a private hangar that's in a stairwell over there. A gentleman who owns a private hangar that's on the other side of the airport. His photos in there as well. So those are just like two of the people that we met.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the one on the bottom, she's a controller in the tower, and the guy in the top is the one that owns the aircraft, owns a hangar.
That's awesome.
It's a Chicago airport. I wish I could say it was like your giant glamorous like international airport or not, but we have a tendency to kind of do stuff that is we have access to because we like to be as accurate as we can. And this afforded us a really high level of accuracy. So it was kind of an easy call. We know airports like this are not for everybody. We turn out projects now like this occasionally to kind of keep people intrigued, kind of keep the portfolio balanced. And offer some stuff for people to do that want to give us some attention to detail that's not give some love to some of the people that aren't necessarily flying into the scheduled service airports.
It's great because you're right. I mean, like, you know, you mentioned FlightFX, straight away people are going to say VisionJet, absolutely top notch. So like, it's great to have a portfolio of, you know, some sceneries there as well. And my own opinion, I mean, like when I first checked this out, I was like, oh, this is so detailed. And like, there's a lot of stuff to this. I mean, you have the small T hangars over there. There's various general aviation clubs around the place. And as I said, like, I mean, when I first saw this, I was like, oh, the texture and it's very bright. And then like, I actually checked it out on a Bing or a Google map. I was like, oh, they actually nailed it. So it's great to see kind of the same standards, if you like, from what we're used to in the VisionJet come into your sceneries as well, because it's a standard, right? I mean, that's what you guys have done. So this airport, it's been released. It's out about a month, maybe just under a month.
Yeah, it's been out about a month. Yeah, and again, we know the airports are like a real personal journey for people, unlike aircraft. The aircraft are a much easier sell. So people ask us like all the time, you know, hey, you know, how can we support you guys? Or, oh, I could have paid double for some of the aircraft that you guys have done. So we say, you know, listen, go support projects like this. It helps keep the developers busy in between projects and stuff like that. But again, I know they're not for everybody, but these are one of those things that they kind of stick around forever, and people sort of find them on the map when they're looking to fly to different places. They're also, airports like this are great for like VATSIM. Like if you're screwing around in an airplane or something that you kind of want to stay out of the way of everybody else, but you still want the coverage and stuff like that. You know, you're in a major metropolitan area that's Chicago Center and Tower and stuff. They're on a lot. And you get coverage here at this airport as well. So it's a nice place to go to if you want to screw around in the area, but kind of stay out of the way and, you know, be a little bit stress free, but still have the ATC coverage. And there's some other cool things about this airport. Just to the left of where you're at, I think it's a G5. There's probably some people here in the chat that go to this airport. They could probably tell you. But it's sitting over there. It's actually derelict. It's been there forever. That I believe that's actually the color. And my understanding of somebody that was just in on our chat the other day said that this thing actually finally just got purchased and they were tearing it apart and stripping it for parts.
Oh, wow. For a second there, I thought it was the Irish one. The very same happened to the Irish G4. I think that ended up in Texas somewhere, but abandoned. Fly it back. We can't fix it. Because seemingly they're extremely expensive to maintain. You know, so you've actually,
and I can't remember if this guy like died or something like that. I know there's a weird story. I mean, there's a weird story for all of these like derelict aircraft. But it's funny because it's so juxtaposed to the rest of the scenery, because that airport, at least on that side where it's at, is so very clean and corporate and like buttoned up, and then you know you have that aircraft that's just kind of sitting there on the pad like off to the side. Which is just kind of interesting. And the other thing that's really interesting about it is the airport's huge. Like it's very massive. Large for a GA airport. So there's not necessarily a lot of buildings, but there's a lot of like space at this airport. You'll find the McDonald's corporate hangar there, which is just to the north of the terminal and right behind the ARF building. That's there. It's down. That's actually the Plane Masters building over there. It is. You see the building with the red.
Oh, I know it. I know it. I saw the oak in the door, and I was like, "There's no way the airport has a McDonald's." But then I read up on it. No, it's the corporate place for it.
Yeah, that's awesome. that right there. What you're looking at, that's the McDonald's corporate hangar. And then that's the ARF building that's right below it. And then there's those buildings there. I think there's some like IFR service facility that's down there on the left and. Whatever. Most of the character, like, I mean, listen, that terminal building is actually one of my favorite buildings. I think the guys just did a fantastic job on it. The detail, it's like unique, is very sort of interesting. It is one of my favorite buildings that I've seen kind of in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It just has this really cool like effect when the light hits it and stuff like that. It's really, really sort of like kind of unique. And it's definitely kind of a unique feature that kind of stands out based on what the rest of the airport, you know, sort of looks like. But aside from that piece, most of the character that you find in this airport is actually kind of on some of the other sides. There's some old vintage hangars and stuff that are in the northeast corner that you know are just, they're kind of really beat up and rusted and you know, kind of like that. And you have there's a flight, the Illinois Flight Academy, or I forget what it's called, Illinois Aviation Academy or something like that. It's in the northwest corner with some of the trainers that are parked out there. yeah, there's a couple of open hangars for people to park in.
Mhm.
We threw, for some reason people always forget to throw some helicopters in there as
That's some static
as
aircraft.
static.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we threw one in there. There's a rotating radar tower that's out there. But yeah, I mean the airport's pretty buttoned up. I like the way it came out. We just actually released a patch for it the other day that just addressed some really minor issues, like the lights on top of the control tower were just slightly off. But I mean, other than that, it came out really good. The only judgment call that we had to make that I had to live with was in order to get those trees right, which is iconic to that airport.
Mhm.
They're sort of like really like nice and aligned, and like to get them to look right and be the right kind of trees, we had to use like specialized trees, and unfortunately they don't change with the season.
Mhm.
But it's not the end of the world. So so yeah, I mean it came out good, I think.
It's absolutely beautiful. Now, the only thing I think it's missing, and I say this to everyone who makes sceneries, you need to get a Skoda car in there. I mean, if you want absolute realism, and I find it'll raise the standard quite a bit as well. A Skoda car, right? If we'll add it to the list of things to be done. You can put your pumpkin in there as well. It'll work well,
Yeah, I prefer a Tata over a Skoda, but whatever.
But come here, right? So, like, it's an awesome airport. It just is, right? And you say you have a couple of fixes coming out with a patch. Like, when it comes to a scenery like this, I suppose once the sim doesn't break it in terms of changing assets or how things load, I mean, it's pretty much then fire and forget, right? It's move on to the next project.
Yes, scenery tends to be a lot less of a headache in terms of follow-ups. Like we've probably issued some 20 updates between the H-Jet and the Vision Jet and stuff like that. And we also, it's also worth noting for owners of Chicago Executive coming out. Actually, there's a bunch of news here we can talk about. So Chicago Executive actually, and there's going to be 2 updates at the same time. They should, I can't guarantee at the moment. We're still running through checks and stuff like that. But Chicago Executive is going to have a massive performance update to it, as people have sort of figured out where some of the memory drains and stuff have been coming. So anybody who's on Xbox will be happy when that comes out. I think we shaved a lot of the weight off of that package. So there'll be updates coming out for both of these once they clear. And then also we're going to offer a bundle for this. So there's going to be a $12.99 bundle that's going to give you both Chicago Executive and DuPage coming out
Nice.
soon. So
$12.99 for both.
Yeah, $12.99 for both. As
That's
I can
really
hear, as I can hear a couple of my guys probably rolling over in the grave while they're watching this stream, going, "Why are you telling them that now?" But we're transparent here, so.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, it's look, anyone who's picked up this airport, and I know from our community, a lot of folks have. Well, I think they all enjoy it. I mean, it's a no worries. Just put it in your sim. Looks great, and it just works, right? So to have a price point like that for 2 of these airports, that's awesome. Great news.
Yeah. And then we have a couple other things that are sitting there right now. We're trying to decide what we're going to do with. I know some people have asked for some updates, like on Pompano and things like that. Fort Lauderdale. We are trying to figure out what to do with them right now because we're actually inundated with a lot of stuff that people will see in the coming sort of months. Some of it we're going to talk about here today, next, but yeah, it's we've just been inundated, and at the end of the day, ROI is what keeps the lights on. So like I said, these are projects that we work on in between the gaps, and this is kind of these are kind of ways. This is like our sort of Patreon like kind of thing. So like if you want to support us, feel free to pick this stuff up. Like I said, airports are not for everybody. They certain ones are obvious. And then certain ones like this are much more nuanced, and people sort of find them and discover them. Sorry, excuse me. So yeah,
it's awesome. So come here, other projects now, right? It's not all sceneries that have you flat out. What are you working on? How goes the workings of the thing you're working on?
So let's talk Piaggio. Let's see here. some interesting news in the Piaggio. I guess first let's start with some update photos, which I think you probably have floating around someplace.
I do. So I'm going to bring up the initial photos, if you like, when the announcement was made, right? So anyone who doesn't know what the Piaggio looks like, well, it's this mad-looking divil here, right? And
The catfish.
it's which?
They call it the catfish, the flying catfish.
Is it?
I mean, you got to pull up a picture of a catfish.
I'm afraid to Google that right now, but we'll agree with it.
Do they not have catfish in Ireland?
No, we do, but I just don't like fish. Cats are all right, but but yeah, fish now. They do have catfish. I'm sure of it.
Oh yeah, so the front of the airplane looks like a catfish. That's why how it got it. That's that nickname. It has the weird like whiskers thing and stuff that's going on. So
nice. It's a very unique looking airplane. Like it just is, and comparable to that, I suppose the closest thing that may have seen already in this sim, possibly the Learfan, I think, but this is in a different kettle of fish altogether. Kettle of fish. This is in a different kind of category altogether. So these are the original pictures when word broke out, and this is from MSFSaddons.com. Big shout out to Vasco. But you have kind of stuff for us here, and you sent me stuff that I very strategically hidden it away in a folder. But I can open up some pictures, so you let me know when, and I'll show.
Play your music, do whatever you want to do. Let's take a look at them. I don't know what order they're going to come up in.
They're just in random order, but they all belong to this. And yes, you were showing me these, and I was like, "Why are you sending me?" Like, I thought most of these look real world. By the way, when I was looking through them, I was like, "Holy crap! Is that like the scan? Do you guys like do some sort of a laser scan with this?" And like, obviously, no. I mean, this is what you guys are working on. So, I think anyone knows of the Vision Jet, the level of detail and how clear the textures are, right? And certainly from these next couple of photos that we're going to see, this is just it's an oxygen mask, but the detail, like that's...
Yeah. So just so everybody understands, like all the photos that everybody saw first, we go through and we like clay model, that's not optimized for geometry and stuff like that. We just kind of build, and then we start like whittling away and texturing away at stuff, and not to mention getting sidetracked by a few other projects. But the guys have been on this for a while now, so it's picked up significantly. But yeah, so anybody that knows us knows that we're really sort of texture obsessed. Leo and his guys, Marwin, they really kind of find ways to push the limits of texturing without adding undue burden. Mm-hmm. But we like how it comes out, and we know that everybody sort of appreciates it. So, so I mean, now we're going through the process of kind of texturing and like really kind of refining the textures of the interior of the aircraft. And that's what you're seeing here. So that's why they're just isolated in clay. So we're not looking at the debris of some of the other stuff that may or may not be done around it. But there you go. I think the seatbelts came out really nice, and this is
it's staggering. The detail is staggering.
Yeah, and it probably doesn't come out. I don't know. Let's see. Can you tell on your stream? It's kind of a brownish, grayish colored walnut. That's on the little cubbies and stuff that are there to the right. I think it presents here a little bit gray. But I think there's going to be a couple of different interior options. Yeah, you can see the wood grain that's in there.
I was going to say, that everything appears a little bit grey here, but it's an optical illusion. It's very, very much brown. Very and
brown. I think this was a sim picture, so the lighting in the sim sometimes gets weird. Mm-hmm. It just depends, and this is a picture one of my guys grabbed for me, so he's not going to like mess around with the lights and stuff that are outside. Some landing gear shots.
Look at the detail. It even has is that like the security kind of wire pin that goes around the nut when it's put in?
Yeah, the safety wires. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's staggering, the detail here. I mean, look at that, lads. Look at the detail of this. That's insane. It's awesome looking. And and even the tire, right? The textures, careful what you say, but it's staggering detail here. Right, all the way down to the grooves on springs and everything.
Yeah, anybody who's familiar with the Vision Jet will remember, we kind of obsessed a lot over the landing gear. And again, Leo and his squad, they're really good at trying to find ways of pushing the limits on the sim. We've learned now that geometry isn't really much of a problem. It's more so the weight of the textures, but working with his Leo and his guys working with his methods and stuff like that of finding ways to rough things and stuff like that without it presenting in the textures and getting really adding weight to the project. They do a really good job, as you can see.
It's staggering. Like the rendered shots or whatever, but like it's showing details like I didn't even think was possible in this sim. I mean, if you're saying, yeah, we're toying with how things might look in the future, it's insane looking. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
like a landing gear. You get excited about a landing gear. It's like, holy smokes! Like, look at the state of the detail on a landing gear. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the landing gear on that aircraft's really unique too. And the way that plane sort of flies, like that landing gear, it takes a fair amount of abuse. I mean, I've seen some people really bounce ththose things coming in. It's like an F-18. But it's really cool how they kind of come out on an angular fashion. And we were in North Carolina surveying the aircraft. A wonderful gentleman that allowed us to spend 2 days with him. He took us up with us, and we got full audio. Yes, so in case anybody asks, got full audio recordings, and Boris will be on that at the appropriate time. So if you like the way the Vision Jet sounded, you'll love the way the Piaggio is going to sound. But we actually stuck a GoPro underneath and got the footage of the undercarriage going up and down.
Nice.
So it was pretty cool. But yeah, the undercarriage in that thing looks really, really cool. And actually you can see the pin there on the front that you actually have to take out. There's it looks like a giant, like a cotter pin that's right there. Yeah. That pin actually pops out in order to steer. You have to take it out to tow it and, take it out to tow it. And you have to put it in to steer it. Otherwise it won't turn the wheels. I believe.
That's awesome.
Pardon me if I got it backwards.
No, I have to say, it looks incredible, and again, it's an aircraft that when we see the exterior, as you say, it looks very close to, as you say, a catfish. But then when you start looking at the smaller details, I mean, there's a lot of attention gone to this, even from this stage of its development. I mean, even with the yoke, it's staggering what you guys were able to achieve.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, doing aircraft like this, Vision Jet was straightforward. It was difficult in other reasons, right? Because it's a VTAL, and VTAL's not actually supported, and you got to work your way around all that kind of stuff. But doing aircraft like this, I'm sure, as some other developers can attest to, where you start to get older, right? And an aircraft will hit a cycle that once it gets to be kind of a certain age, it becomes commonplace to retrofit avionics, right? And when you're doing your research and stuff like that, you can fall into all these different rabbit holes because things won't always consistently line up. And especially if not everybody in your team is so dialed into aviation, it can sort of cause bottlenecks and things on the production side, because you start to question all sorts of stuff, right? So, you'll see with these older aircraft that you can have different avionics systems and stuff, things swap out. As a matter of fact, when we're determining what aircraft that we're going to do, the avionics package is part of what goes into it. And one of the first things that we do is just do a full run through of all of the aircraft that are for sale and controller, just to see if there's any variance in there, because once you kind of find a variant, that's where you can kind of stick a pin in it and go, all right, listen, we can hang our hat on the fact that even though it's not the original avionics system, this is a passable upgrade that has now been performed on at least a single aircraft, so that now we don't want to, we want to do justice to the community by not throwing crap in to, just say hey, here's the aircraft, but it's got a G3000 in it. It doesn't, right? That's not how this aircraft works. I mean, you can put one in there, I guess, but it's, we try and find something that at least maintains a foot in reality. So we don't tear that wall down for the audience.
the same has to go for the modeling. Like even the yoke here, like with the audio going into underneath the pedestal, like I mean, to actually put the flap that covers that, the dust cap on that, and you can actually see where everything plugs in. Like that's the attention to detail, man. I mean, that could have been just like, there doesn't even need to be anything there. Like that just didn't need to be there, right? And then you go ahead and you put in the the wire, and then like it's staggering. It's just attention to detail.
This is what happens when you have access to the aircraft. And I know everybody asks like, oh, why can't somebody just make this, and why can't somebody just do this? And sometimes you just don't have access to the aircraft. So this is what you get. So we were there for 2 days. We did full photo coverage, and we brought our DSLRs, but we're also using GoPros and we're using our iPhones, like whatever works, makes the most sense for whatever we're trying to do. But we photographed every sticker, every, warning sign, like any kind of like adhesive that's in the aircraft. Leo still sends me now, like, messages, because our team works in Slack. He still sends me messages on Slack, saying like, what is this hole that I'm looking at? And so he, and he's trying to get that stuff modeled. And, we went over that thing with the fine tooth comb, but not only do we take photos, but we actually have a 3D scanner that, some of you probably saw us doing it with the Vision Jet, but Tom's underneath scanning the landing gear and scanning the cockpit, so we can go in and validate all of our modeling work and all of that kind of stuff.
It looks incredible. I'm so excited now to actually see this thing. Like, how goes production on this? How's the development cycle going? I mean, are you guys feeling everything's on track?
Well, it's good. Well, I mean, on track is relative for us, because as people know that are on our Discord, there's that annoying bot that sort of reminds everybody that we haven't set a date for it. And we do that out of respect to our audience, right? It's like, we know it's easier to hold off the people that want to know the date than it is to try and assuage the people that, get upset when you break the date. So, we try not to do that. So on track is a relative term. We like where we're at. We're still plugging ahead. One of the things, the only sort of bottleneck right now for us on this is that we're working through some avionics stuff on the Proline 21. Just to make that as real as possible, so we can branch out and whatever. Because this, I think Luke can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if he's on here or not, but I think there's some soft keys on this one that aren't actually on the Proline 21 that's in the sim. So some things like that we're working through. Also, here's the first like news item for everybody, is that one of the things that is also adding a little bit of time here is that we're not actually just releasing one aircraft. We are going to release two. The second one is going to be the Evo. So we are going to do both the Evo and the Avanti 2. Now, if you're familiar with the way the marketplace works now, it won't let you do. It'll let you do bundles, but it won't let you do expansion packs. We do not want to put our audience in a position where they feel that they paid full price for our customers, that they feel that they paid full price for an aircraft, and they got another aircraft that, although it's different, and I know some people don't care, but still there's an element of work here that doesn't that stuff like sort of translates over. So we don't want to have anybody feel slighted that they paid full price and then they have to buy the second aircraft for full price. So in order to do that, you have to really do it from the beginning, where you can offer 1, 2 separately, and then also introduce the bundle at the same time. If we had the ability to do the sort of expansion pack type thing, then we could say, if you have this, you can buy this, and then we could sort of release them at different times. But that's not possible right now. Hopefully it'll be possible in the future. But for right now, that's that's kind of the direction. Differences for the Evo, they're not major. There's some performance differences. Landing lights are in different places. They have the sitar propellers, so they're shaped like the old Arabian swords. And the interior is a bit more modern. I think like the stitching in the seats and stuff like that. Everything's still sort of fundamentally in the same place, but it's it just feels a little sort of more Audi-ish kind of, or I should probably maybe say I don't know, come up with an Italian car, but I don't want to quite say Ferrari, but it feels a bit more sort of Germanic in the interior. It's a little bit more versus like the Avanti 2. We have a saying here in our company. It's like, I look at that picture and I can smell it, right? So it's like, you look at the Avanti, like the dark cream and the mahogany, and it's like it almost smells like your grandfather's like living room kind of thing.
Sure.
So yeah, it's they're a little bit different in terms of how they look inside. But and then the Evo has the sharklets, the winglets on the side. So.
That's awesome. So there's 2 aircraft there. That's fantastic news. Listen, I can't wait to see this thing. I mean, these are some of the most impressive, in development photos I've ever seen. I've never seen that sort of detail at that level. Maybe it's already there. I don't think so for anywhere else. But like when you see like kind of safety wire and like, it's just like this is out there, man. It's awesome looking. So
yeah, you can blame our community manager Akil for that, because Leo has learned the hard way that if he doesn't make Akil happy, then everybody's miserable. Because awesome. Akil goes through all of our stuff and he just nitpicks. He's the guy who tells us, he sends us pictures from 3 a.m. saying, I was flying this thing upside down and I hit a tree and it passed right through the tree, so we're missing some crash detection points.
Oh, that's insane. That's insane. So fantastic update. You've a lot of stuff going on, man. I mean, sceneries, updates for sceneries, aircraft development seems to be going absolutely top notch. You're flat out, very busy.
Yeah, but isn't this that thing where you go, but wait,
there is more, right?
like that girl that keeps popping up on my Facebook advertisement with the damn glasses.
But come here, right?
There is.
I'm known for this, right? People very, very close to me. If I'm told to keep a secret, this is how good I am at keeping a secret. I'll actually forget it. So, and it's intentional. I'll forget it. So if I'm asked, I'll be like, no, I actually can't remember, right? So this is where, because I'd be just like, you'll never guess what. But we do have photos or photo, even just to kind of tease or something, don't we?
Yeah. So here's what's going on. This one's going to drive. We're gonna cause some ripples here. We're gonna have a little bit of fun with the community. No, this is not April 1st. This is real. I'm gonna do my best here to describe to everybody, so then you can go tell your friends and everybody can flood into our Discord channel and get annoyed with us. We are starting a drip marketing campaign for an aircraft that we've had under wraps. That we are not going to tell you what it is. We eventually, yes, we will tell you what it is. But we're going to have some fun here and just kind of keep everybody intrigued. The name of this project that we're going to go with for the foreseeable future is called Project Apex.
Ooh.
And you can thank your wonderful host here, who is going to be the recipient of our drip campaign images over the next month or two, that will progressively be a bit more sort of revealing of what this aircraft is. And the only sort of hint that I will give everybody is that this has a completely separate avionics package from anything that's currently actually in the sim. So, yeah. So with that said, we'll throw our first round of teasing images up, and we're gonna have. If Akil's on here listening, if at this moment he'll open up the channel, but we're gonna have a Project Apex general channel in our Discord that people can get into and start to obsess about what it is and figure it out. But like I said, it'll probably go on about a month or two maybe, and then we'll start to pull back on the imagery where people can get a sense of what actual aircraft is. But I'm sure there's going to be no shortage of super sleuths that are going to be trying to figure out what it is. But that's kind of the point. I mean, some people takes this hobby like too seriously and stuff like this. This is a good bit of fun that is not going to accelerate or decelerate the timeline of said aircraft or dirigible or whatever it is you want to call it. Make its own in the sim.
Gibbo Ireland knows me too well. He's like, 2 beers and Murphy will sing like a canary. Yeah, right. Now, come here, Nick. I have 6 photographs. Do we show all 6?
dude, sure, do them one at a time. It's up to
Right,
you.
okay. He's ready now, right now, lads. We're only going to show you this once. We're not going to, you have to try, well, you can try and guess it, I suppose, but we'll see what happens. Right, are you ready? Right, that's all.
Yeah.
Well, I just take it off the screen now and say nothing. So here's your first clue. We should have done like warning, strobe effects. Your first clue, lads, right? Your first clue. Right,
Yeah,
okay.
and I guarantee you there'll be people out there trying to figure out, they'll be looking at avionics packages and dashboards and stuff for days trying to figure it out. And if they figure it out, God bless them. But, don't get too excited, guys. You're not going to see, and you can zoom in if you want. It's totally fine. You're not going to get, you're not going to get too much here. That's going to, I think, flip the switch. But yeah. So, I will tell you, we are working on a separate avionics package for it that doesn't currently exist in the sim. If that means anything to you guys. So it's not anything that anybody's currently familiar with playing with in the sim.
This is terribly exciting, though, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean? Because, we, from time to time, even on our own Discord, we'll put up, the smallest possible picture. It could be a wheel nut. Right, name the airplane. And they can manage it. They can actually do it, right? So this is kind of exciting because it's how to pinpoint said aircraft. It's quite difficult. But again, it's the same crack again. These are rendered shots of what you guys are currently building, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Right? So, again, it's staggering detail.
And I'm watching the guesses that are popping up in the channel. We laugh. Oh man,
this is going to be hilarious because if someone stumbles across the wrong answer, we can encourage that to go, oh, you're getting warmer. And if so, you know what I mean. So before we know anything, this is going to be a Massey Ferguson, right? And that's it'd be fantastic. But look at the details on it. Can anyone guess what it is yet? Probably not. So we have these 6 photographs, and I'm sure these are going to live live over on the FlightFX Discord. And hopefully in a couple of weeks, we might have a few more to show off. And man alive, we talk about what FlightFX are doing, right? Airports, 2 aircraft coming, and then an unannounced project. You're flat out.
Yeah. I mean, we're busy. We're hiring people. So we've been looking for some good texture artists. We've been looking for some people that are good at doing rigging and stuff like that, animation stuff. Mm-hmm. So if anybody's out there that's interested in becoming part of the team, I think there's a channel there that will allow you to in our Discord channel that for job applications. If you want to contact us, you're more than welcome to come in through there.
Hello there.
That's awesome. It's great news. Yeah, so the Piaggio, the Avanti, and the Evo, they're the 2, and then this unnamed project, known, however, as Project Apex, which is cool.
Project Apex, that's right.
Dude, it's so exciting. It's awesome. And as I said, the rendered shots of this thing, they look incredible. Right, that's enough of that now, because how many aircraft are there in the total of all aircraft ever built? The odds are they're going to name it if we just stay going. Do you know what I mean? So, yes, brilliant. But, Nick, it's been so nice to catch up with you. I am wary of your time because but I want to thank you so much for joining us here and being here to let folks know kind of what you guys are working on. It's so exciting. It really, really is. And, I wish you every success in this, and I can't wait for the next update, man. It's awesome.
I appreciate it. We'll have some updates. I'll drop another hint here. There may or may not be some silverware and glass shots coming your way.
Nice.
Some things like that. So, so we'll have some more. Shots for Apex. We'll try and keep you at least maybe once every week or 2. We'll try and get you a fresh round, and you can dump them in the channel and let people have fun with it.
Sweet.
So thanks, man. We appreciate it. We're big fans of yours. Anything we can do to help, we're always here. So
I appreciate that, man. Thank you very, very much indeed. Right, go on. You have to go now before you get us all in trouble.
Yes, I have a small 8-year-old that's waiting for me to take her to soccer practice. So
go sports. Go sports.
All
right, man. We'll chat to you soon. Thanks so much.
See you guys. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Ah, lads, wasn't it only brilliant? Wasn't that only brilliant? Fair play to Nick for joining us. And isn't that huge news? Huge news. So them pictures, they'll be over on FlightFX. You can check it out on their Discord, and actually we might have a look at some of them ourselves here very, very soon, right? What a start! Right, we're pedaling backwards now, but then we'll immediately start pedaling forwards. I can't believe I haven't broken anything yet. Lads, this is brilliant, right? Brilliant. Where's this button live here now? Right, it's time for the news. If that wasn't enough news for you, here's more news, you know. Bravo Juliet, he's gone now, Murph. You can tell us what it is. It's a Massey Ferguson 156 1973 edition. It was a great tractor, you know, brilliant. But yeah, fantastic stuff. Of all the aircraft you guys have named, I didn't see one who guessed correctly. But it's a lot of fun. It's awesome stuff though, isn't it? Like it's great news. And like, a shout out to Marwan as well. Marwan developed the H-Jet. Marwan's working with FlightFX. They're all part of the team, so it's very, very exciting. Brilliant. So, lads, we continue now with the news. This is going to be a quick roundup of all the news making the headlines this week for not only Microsoft Flight Simulator, but also the other simulators. So, my sources, big shout out to Vashko over on MSFSaddons.com. Big shout out to Callum and the lads over at FS Elite, and it's pretty much wherever we can get the news from, so you guys don't have to be scouring around the interwebs to find it, right? So I'd like to welcome everybody in. Thank you so much. There was a whole load of alerts and things going off there in the background when we were chatting to Nick. Thank you also very, very much indeed. Welcome in, grab an old tasty beverage, and sure, let's get to it. So, first bit of news, Phoenix Simulations delays Block 2 update for the Airbus A320. Well, Phoenix, they've done the same, or the name that's being synonymous with quality and innovation inside of Microsoft Flight Sim, earlier this year announced a substantial update to their A320 model. They announced 2 new aircraft, be it the A319 and also the A321. However, the much anticipated version 2 or version block 2 update, initially slated for September and then delayed to October, has now been postponed once more. Amir Thacker once again took to the company's Discord server to address the delay, and he acknowledged the team's hard work, stating that the last month had been a whirlwind of late nights, early mornings and weekends to meet the October deadline. Despite their best efforts, they couldn't complete the update in time. Despite the setback, Amir shared some exciting details and incredibly detailed screenshots about what's in store for Block 2, which includes a stunning new visual model, the IAE engines, and the external engine model with further avionic fixes and the electronic flight bag version 2, right? Now, a lot of these pictures are rambled over on their Discord, right? But I have to say, they look fantastic. The delay comes after Phoenix had already rolled out version 2 Block 1 update, which brought over 1,000 different changes across various domains. The delay also raises questions about the timeline for the release of the A319 and A321. They were initially to set launch by the end of the year. However, Amir's statement also highlights the team's commitment to quality and their willingness to take the time necessary to deliver an exceptional product. So, pretty much where they're at, they're perfectionists. They are working away on it. They're not entirely happy of the status of where they're at, and they don't want to release it until they're happy with it. You can't complain about a developer who does that, because at the end of the day, if they did release it and it's subpar, well, sure, we'd be all running for our pitchforks. Hey, what are you doing? Look at, you know what I mean? So some of the pictures here that we're looking at, as I said, these are going to be over on the Phoenix Discord. It looks amazing. I have to say, some of the changes that they did, all new model works, even look at the friggin' windows, and it's looking very, very nice. And the Phoenix has already set, from the airliner perspective, its price point, the features, how good the thing actually is with its sounds, like, right? So only exciting things for this project. Looking forward to it, do you know? So, moving on, Local Legend 7 has released for Microsoft Flight Simulator the Mitsubishi MU2. Actually brought this for a spin yesterday. But anyway, they finally, after a small delay, they finally got permission by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries to release this aircraft. It's available now in the marketplace at a price of $14.99. Or if you have a different version of the sim, be it the deluxe or premium deluxe, well, you'll get some fairly hefty discounts. I bought this aircraft for $9.99, so it's a tenner, right? Now, this aircraft, it was designed by Builds, a name that has great oomph behind it when it comes to flight sim add-ons. And I took it for a flight yesterday. That video is on YouTube if you want to check it out. We went live with a cheeky stream yesterday. And my initial reaction to the aircraft was, I wasn't blown away by it. It's nice. I think it looks nice, but, comparing other MU2s that exist, the only other one I'm aware of is on X-Plane. There is a fairly big difference between the two of them, with the Microsoft version having nowhere near the same level of complexity. But for the price point, look, it's not bad. And let's see where the third-party developers and, of course, Builds, when it comes to updates, let's see where we can take this airplane. I found a couple of bugs. There was 5 issues. There was nothing for me that was game-breaking, right? I didn't come across anything that was game-breaking. The windshield de-ice doesn't work. So if you're flying in, icing conditions, well, you're going to be right. You'll have to turn up the heating. But listen, it has been released. I've seen a couple of people fly it already. The liveries it comes with 3 civilian liveries, and then the rest of them are like the Microsoft Flight Sim deliveries. It's a very interesting aircraft. There was over 700 of these things built. They're used mainly, short field performance. They're a multi-role aircraft, passenger and cargo. And I think they're a very interesting looking plane. They're not terribly big, but they can pack a bit of a punch, right? So it's now available in the sim. And as I said, my own opinion on this would be, if you want to have an MU2 in Microsoft Flight Sim, yeah, this is definitely where you're at. If you want to find something that has, at this stage, a little bit more depth to its systems, well, there's one available over on X-Plane if you're really into the aircraft. But I'm hopeful there will be some updates, bug fixes, and enhancements made to this aircraft over the coming weeks and months. So let's see. But if you already have this, well, what do you think? Let me know here in the chat, or let me know in the comments. What's your take on this aircraft? Do you like it? Are you let down by it? Was it like, oh, I can't believe I'm after doing that? Or are you like, no, it's pretty good, right? There are some nice features. You can change the avionics instantly. You can change the cabin layout instantly. It has a little EFB. There's some nice things going on here. The sounds are very good inside. They're not great on the outside. You know what I mean? Anyway, moving on. FlyByWire have updated the stable A32NX with VNav, new system simulations, and more. Right? So stable version 0.11.0 is now available through the FlyByWire installer. And this is interesting, lads, because it has the VNav, new system simulations, air conditioning failures, and much more. Payware airliners such as Phoenix and PMDG have since captured much of the spotlight once shown on the A32NX. However, the truth is that the team continue to push updates to this still very popular add-on that's free, right? It's free. So we have vertical navigation. The new release introduces fundamental or foundational layers for vertical navigation, offering precision in speed, altitude, time, and fuel predictions through all flight phases. Pilots can now see the vertical predictions on the nav screen, including top of descent, vertical path, target altitude, and target speed. It also comes with version 3.2 of the FlyPad OS. Bringing several key enhancements, the system now uses reliable weather data from NOAA and offers new functionalities like pause at top of descent and multi-gate boarding. Pretty cool. They've also included the cross-bleed engine start. Pilots can now initiate an engine start from the cross-bleed air, a procedure performed when the APU bleed start is not possible. This feature is supported by a suite of new sensor simulations in the aircraft. And they've also put in air conditioning. The air conditioning system has been realistically modelled, complete with system failures and the intricate dynamics like the trim air pressure regulating valve, the TAPV, and also the trim air valves, right? Some of the additional features and improvements, well, the flight instruments have been corrected and adjusted, which are showing now your nav display and your PFD and system display. Flight data recorder, the virtual flight data recorder now includes secondary engine parameters, aiding in technical support and troubleshooting. There's been general updates to the FMS, which is your flight management system, including setting up the default RNP of the 0.3 for the RNP approach procedures legs, and also improved the ILS selection. and external hardware support, including those utilizing the remote MACD protocol. It's a free update for a free aircraft, and it's now on the stable build. So if you have the FlyByWire downloader, just go ahead and update your A321X. It's huge, lads, right? Huge. And it's free as well. You can see some of the pictures there that they're working on. It looks very, very nice, do you know? So that's great news. Now, the long-awaited, the 2 years long-awaited, the Pilot's Dash 7 finally available now in Microsoft Flight Simulator. We're going to be checking out this aircraft in a little while. Quite an exciting Friday, as it was last week, because, well, a lot of stuff came out. Last week, we saw the release of the high-performance group Airbus H160 helicopter. We also saw the release of the Horizon Simulations update for the Boeing 787. In fact, it's the Boeing 787-900. And, of course, we saw the Dash 7. The Dash 7, keenly awaited by the Microsoft Flight Sim community, us, especially given the aircraft's distinctive stall or STOL capabilities, which allow it to operate from some of the shorter runways and also some of the unimproved or unpaved, opening up a lot of options for getting in and out of some remote areas. The Dash 7 boasts a storied legacy stretching back to the late 20th century, with a total of 113 of these rugged 4-engine turboprops were manufactured before product lines were closed in 1988, following Boeing's acquisition of the company. The Dash 7 design was a testament of versatility and adaptability that pilots have aimed to replicate in this virtual reincarnation of Microsoft Flight Sim. So to give a bit of a background to this, right? SWS have been involved with the development of this aircraft earlier on, right? Earlier on. They would have done a lot of work on the visuals and also on some of the systems implementation. That's where SWS kind of focused on early on. It says here, developed from the ground up in collaboration with SimWorks Studios, the aircraft boasts realistic external and internal model with accurate gauges, custom sounds, and a range of avionics. We also can see navigational aids such as the Payware TDS GTN-XI and of course the GNS 530. I do believe they're trying to get the PMS 50 GTN in there as well. Is this another Twin Otter type release? Very much so. It's very like it's very like the Twin Otter. In fact, it's like a double Twin Otter. I mean, that's essentially what the Dash 7 is, right? It also comes with a variety of real-world liveries, including Air Greenland, Air Tindy, Bajara Air, Ryman Airways, Continental, Transworld Express, Maersk, and of course they have the British and Arctic one there as well. The price is what's interesting. It's €19.99. It's a €20 aircraft. What does that tell us? Well, let's see. Anyway, we can see the original steam gauge variant is included, authentic and realistic gauges, custom sound packs, authentic colour, 4K textures, couple of liveries, quick start manuals. We'll get into all of this in a moment when we go for a little old test flight. But just to let you know that it has been released, and if you're thinking about purchasing this aircraft, do be sure to stay watching on this stream because we're going to check it out shortly. Now, friends, PMDG have finally released the tablet. Moving on, experts, right? So there's been too much talk about this friggin' thing, right? Too much. It's like, when are we getting the tablet? Soon. When are we getting the tablet? Soon. Yeah, but when? We're not telling you. All right. And then PMDG come out and say, right, lads, we're going to give you the tablet. When? We're not telling you. But we're going to bring it to you. And it's going to be great. What's it going to do? We're not telling you that either. And then they release it. And we're looking at it now like goats staring at thunder. Huh? Right? It is released, or it has released, and the Universal Flight Tablet. And there are two apps, if we want to call it that. There are two apps currently available. It has the Flight Planning Sim Brief, and it has the Performance Computation. There are two apps available right now. PMDG, I believe, are building this in such a way that other developers can get their own apps in there. This Universal Flight Tablet. It's not a 737 flight tablet. They also want to get their own miniature app, call it the PMDG app, so you can control the thing like doors and set the static elements and change some of the aircraft equipment maybe and features. That'll all come later. But at the moment, it does have working Navigraph charts. It does have working SimBrief integration along with a moving map, and you have the performance tables, which are handy to have. It works. It just works. It's very simple. It's very, I don't know what other word, it's very basic, but it works. except for when people are getting Google Map errors. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, how do we develop an app? Unsure. War Hamster's here. Good to see Hammy. So, right, we'll have a look at this later on. Like, it works. That's the main thing. If they brought out something that didn't work, well then, could you imagine the crack then, lads? Do you know what I mean? But it definitely works. So, well, more on that later on. XWorks have released the A340 mod for X-Plane 12. This is interesting. So, the freeware developer XWorks have released another mod for X-Plane in the form of the A340. XWorks, known for their other projects, such as the 330-900, released for X-Plane back in 2022, the A340 project borrows from the default A330, changing the landing gear, custom CFM engines, throttle quadrant, ECAM, etc. Not much information is available regarding the mod, but it appears that users are leaving mixed feedback. Some are having issues installing the add-on, which may be the result of user error, and it requires one to duplicate the default A330 folder, and then you have to kind of take some stuff out of it. But I thought this was interesting. It is an interesting story because, well, what have we seen in Microsoft Flight Sim? We've seen what Horizon simulations are doing. They were looking at they looked at all the Airbus so far, the 318, the 319, the 321, and now, of course, they're looking at Boeing with the 787-900. This appears to be in similar kind of vein when it comes to X-Plane, right? So an Airbus A340, there is an Airbus A340 available on that platform. It's from Tolis. It's actually quite good, but it's also in excess of $100, or very, very close to $100, right? What? Yeah, I'm telling you, lads, we don't know what life is like in Microsoft Flight Sim. Anyone who's used other simulators before Microsoft Flight Sim coming out, we know where we're at, right? We know where it was all at. But it's still interesting to see aircraft being developed still in the world of Microsoft, in the world of X-Plane, and it's interesting to see that you have third-party developers tweaking things. I mean, because that's what you need. The third-party community, the third-party developers, that entire community is vital, not only for the survival of a platform, but also for the enhancements that are possibly made there. The third-party development communities are vital for our flight simulators. Across all flight simulators, they are a vital component. So it's great to see them, doing their stuff. So news here of a bit of scenery, right? And well, Flightbeam have released Minneapolis Airport for Microsoft Flight Sim. The Delta Airlines hub has been recreated by Flightbeam for the sim, and it's available right now. It's a brand new release, just dropped on Contrail. Kilo Mike Sierra Papa, located in the United States, is a major hub for Delta Airlines, and it offers passengers a great chance to explore the Minnesota area. The new release for Microsoft Flight Sim comes packed with a bunch of details you would come to expect from a Flightbeam release. Now, there is a video here. We're going to have a quick look. There's a whole lot of features. You can buy this now from Contrail, €18.95, or about $20 or about 15 or 16 Great British pounds. But I need to be careful here. We're going to play this, right? Wait, this is hilarious. It's YouTube, watching YouTube. Cornwolf, subscribing here on Twitch for 8 months. Thank you very, very much indeed. Really do appreciate it, my guy. Right, I need to play my own music for this because that's just how the world works now. And where's this button? Hang on, lads. I'll find... sure, look, this'll work. Will this work? Yes, Murphy, that'll work. Press... Oh, no, it didn't. That didn't work at all. I'll do this one. Yes! Here we go. It looks very impressive, doesn't it? So the video was created by Aviation Lads. Big shout out to Aviation Lads to do some of the best featured videos for Microsoft Flight Sim. Well done, lads. Great video. And well, it looks fantastic, lads, doesn't it? So it is a brand new release and it's available now. You can pick it up over on Contrail for, as I said, around $20 US, right? Alison Johnson is here. Hello, Alison. She's currently uninstalling and about to reinstall the sim. Oh, we've been there, right? You'll need 1,000 brown M&Ms. Do you know what I mean? Baggy Gaming, good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. So anyway, look, the latest real-world 2023 taxiway layouts, extensive, highly detailed and realistic 4K textures, detailed Flightbeam Gen 5 dynamic jetways, custom signage, multi-layered realistic hand-painted ground textures with PBR, passenger models at various gates, the new Flightbeam sound effects placed in various locations captured from real-life airports, meaning when you move around in this scenery, you're going to hear the audio for what you would expect to hear from within that scenery. It's a great feature to have on some of our custom airports here. So it's pretty cool. And they also say state-of-the-art optimization techniques, bringing you the absolute best possible performance. Great news. Now, moving on, lads, we have updates here from Anybills. They've released version 1.1.0 update for New York's JFK Airport. They've optimizations for the low-end systems. This is very welcome news indeed. If you've been flying in and out of New York's JFK and Microsoft Flight Sim, you're already aware of the incredible detail and realism that Anybills brought to the table with their initial release. Today, we have some great news for you. They've just rolled out version 1.1.0 of JFK, and it's packed with improvements that promise to enhance your experience, particularly if you're on a low-end system. The highlight of the update, of course, it focuses on performance. They've made adjustments to the LOD models, the textures, ensuring that the scenery is more forgiving on less powerful hardware. This can be a game changer for those who want to enjoy the bustling atmosphere of JFK, but have been prevented from taking full advantage of the scenery due to the heavy impact of the system. Besides the performance, they've also made a couple of bug fixes and add some missing elements like some lighting and ground markings. Anybills notes that simmers must remove the default Asobo airport from the content manager in order to prevent any conflicts. And that has to go for any custom airport you get. Whenever you install a custom scenery or a custom airport, always go into your content manager, type in the ICAO, and if you find two of them, remove the free one or the Asobo one. Otherwise, you will have conflicts. You'll have two towers. You'll have, you know what I mean? It'll get messy, right? But anyway, there's a great changelog there. They've added taxiway, ramp parking, fixed LOD. There was parallax issues on the Tidwell Hotel. Also, some flickering windows, so on and so on. It's just a nice update. But anyone who likes flying in and out of JFK, well, good news. It's now optimized. Or further optimized, right? Now, FSIM Studios releases Winnipeg International Airport for the sim. In the heart of Winnipeg, Manitoba, this is the 7th busiest airport in Canada, having welcomed over 3 million passengers in 2022. The unique geographical positioning of Winnipeg International makes it a convenient point of departure and arrival for both the domestic and international travellers. Home to airlines like Calm Air, Perimeter Airlines, Flair Airlines, and also Cargojet, it also is a significant focus city for WestJet. The airport shares its location with the Canadian Force Base in Winnipeg, further augmenting its importance on both civilian and military fronts. You see here from some of the pictures, it looks very nice indeed. FSIM Studios' rendition of the airport includes bespoke, high-quality texturing sprawling across the airport's expanse, and a meticulously crafted terminal building with a fully modelled interior, which can be toggled on or off based on your performance. This recreation extends beyond the terminal to encompass all the airport buildings, objects, and surroundings. A noteworthy mention is the detailed modelling of the turbine testing facility, a vivid recreation of both the old and new Western Canada Aviation Museum, and even an iconic Tim Hortons situated just off runway 36. The Canadian Force Base Winnipeg, complete with static C-130s, also showcases FSIM Studios' dedication to portraying a holistic image of the airport and its adjoining military base. This scenery can be bought now from the store at FSIM Studios, priced at $18.99 US. And Well, they also shared insights on their development journey amidst the rapidly evolving flight sim market dynamics. A recent announcement made via the developer's social media shed light on the challenging market conditions, spurred by heightened competition and market saturation, which have forced some seasoned developers to either cancel projects or diversify their product lines. And according to FSIM Studios, this scenario has birthed a culture where being the first to the market often overshadows quality. This has led to a strategic shift in the FSIM Studios roadmap. Initially, Montreal was poised to be the next big release. However, recognizing the market's penchant for new content, the focus was realigned to Winnipeg. This airport, being smaller, served as a fertile testing ground for new development techniques envisioned for future projects. Interesting news. What do you think of that statement, though? Do you think this developer is right? If you're working on an aircraft or a scenery and you feel that, well, if a competitor or another developer releases news that they're also working on it, it kind of becomes a race to the finish line. Or perhaps maybe you're working on a scenery and someone else releases the scenery. Oh, do you stay going, or do you say, look, there's no point. It's already out there. People aren't going to buy it. I'm now going to change gear. What do you guys think? Do you think that's a thing? Would you do the same? You know what I mean? Moving on. FSDG have released Victoria Falls Airport, your gateway to one of the world's largest waterfalls. This is interesting because Flight Sim Development Group released this week the rendition of Victoria Falls Airport, Foxtrot Victor Foxtrot Alpha for Microsoft Flight Sim, located just a few miles away from the world-famous waterfall, which doesn't exist in the sim, unless, of course, you get Victoria Falls scenery by Jeppesen 2001, which focuses on the waterfall itself and a ton of surrounding areas. The airport, the digital rendition, aims to replicate the airport's real-world modern facilities, including the new terminal, equipped with 3 jetway bridges. It's designed to accommodate over 1 million passengers a year. Additionally, the updated fire station and ATC tower contribute to portraying the airport as future-ready. Key features of the product include an accurate and realistic portrayal of the airport, authentic light environment, and the incorporation of the Microsoft Flight Sim technologies like dynamic lighting, reflective textures, and animated jetways. The release is optimized for a balance between the visual appeal and performance efficiency. Furthermore, it's compatible with GSX and also Victoria Falls Scenery Package by Jeppesen 2001. Pretty cool. FSDG's Victoria Falls Airport is available now for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it'll set you back about €14. It's available now. So if you like, well, we know you like, if you really like or even love what Jeppesen has done to this entire region, which if you haven't seen it yet, check out any of the streams we've done and just get the scenery from Jeppesen. It has completely transformed the entire region. It goes from like having nothing to having moving waterfalls. It's incredible, right? So there's an airport now that accompany this as well. It's pretty cool, right? So moving on, Orbx. We covered the story last week. Just a quick note to say that they've now released it, the Papua New Guinea Highlands Bush Strip Pack 1 for Microsoft Flight Sim. So it's its own little ecosystem based out of Papua New Guinea, and it's called the Highlands Bush Strips Pack 1. There's going to be more, right? Anyway, the pack includes 3 airstrips that serve as lifelines for remote villages in Papua New Guinea, and the airstrips are often carved out by hand by the locals and are subject to some of the world's most rapidly changing weather conditions. These look absolutely incredible. The pack is perfect for flying aircraft such as the Kodiak, the Porter, the Beaver, the Caravan, the Twin Otter, which is often used to deliver essential supplies to remote areas. And if you followed the Missionary Bush Pilot channel on YouTube, you'll be perfectly familiar with all the adventures that await you in Papua New Guinea. Has been released for Orbx for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it's priced at $12. You can pick it up through Orbx Direct. So good news. Now, something that happened last week, it's only a quick update, but Valanta has been updated to version 1.7 with newly enhanced UI and a couple of bits and bobs. A new update for Orbx's flight tracker Valanta has been released, and the biggest change with the update is the new and improved navigation bar. Changes promises to be more user-friendly, and a new notification tab will help you find friend requests. There's also a new dynamic airport display. that allows you to see airports based on their activity, including the busiest airports in that specific region. Another new feature is the Valanta events. You can see upcoming and active events set by the Valanta team. New information on how to participate can easily be found here. And furthermore, replay on the altitude chart now works with a new indicator. Some other changes include new aircraft icons, the ability to purge aircraft or aircraft that have no flights associated to them, and also the ability to filter by multiple aircraft types in the search parameters. Valanta is free. There is a premium version that gives you a couple of extra features. It's a premium that you subscribe to for $6.35 Australian per month. But anyone who has Valanta, it's a nice little update. I saw for Cross the Pond, Valanta actually ran their own Valanta Cross the Pond event for those of us who couldn't get on VATSIM, and it was pretty good. I mean, they had an event locked in, and you can do your thing, you know. Touchdown! Thank you very much for the raid on Twitch. Thank you very much indeed, dude. So yeah, it's an interesting update, to be sure. Now, news here, lads. Beta. Microsoft Flight Sim gets the update 14 beta, and the major focus here. The major focus here appears to be on the multiplayer and also the ATC tweaks. Let's have a look at this. We've been only looking for the multiplayer fixes since I think Sim Update 5. But anyway, now they're focusing on this from the get-go, right? So Sim Update 14 beta, what they've managed to do, the TLDR here is, they've now put the beta team onto their own specific server. It's one of the US servers, and they can't mix with anyone else. So you have to be on Sim Update 14 beta to be able to see what's happening, right? This is really, really good news because it means now that the focus is going to be on stop having aircraft disappear. I mean, that's what we want. That's why we need multiplayer fixes. We've always called it hashtag, what did we start off at? It was like hashtag 21 or something. We're up to about hashtag 11 now, right? There's nothing worse. If you're in a group flight and a whole lot of aircraft disappear, they've just disappeared without word or nothing. They just vanish, right? What's also interesting here, the first instance of this beta has actually broken some multiplayer features within the beta infrastructure, and the animations don't work. So if you move your flaps, well, other aircraft can't see it. Whereby before, if you opened a door, well, everyone else's door would open. So let's see what they're going to try and figure out with this one here. I imagine these are changes that, of course, well, they will, of course, follow into the next iteration of Microsoft Flight Simulator that's going to be in 2024. So I'm really excited to see what changes and fixes and enhancements are going to come with Sim Update 14. Not to mention aircraft and anything else. This is very important. They're also working on some of the ATC. So when it comes to, how you're going to be routed and how the aircraft around you are flying around, they're tweaking all of these things. Now, there's also another variety of fixes there, mainly with aircraft at the moment. We can see that the working title lads are flat out with enhancements as well. But for me, I think the most important bit of news on this is they're focusing specifically on multiplayer. This is fantastic news, right? Brilliant news. Limited 20 name tags would be another thing to improve. Agree. Absolutely, Gibbo. Absolutely. Hashtag 22 it was. Right? It used to be hashtag 22. Ali says, Murph, I have Microsoft Flight Sim on, say, D drive. I set that in the Xbox app, but when I update the sim, it shows a URL. Do I change that to D Microsoft Flight Sim? Yes, Ali. Change it. 100% Ali. That should do it. They need to concentrate on general stability, says Spitfire here on Twitch. Yep. I still get the bug where name tags just disappear, says Husker Do. Yep. 100%, lads. 100%. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? How big a deal is this for you? Is this going to affect your daily flying, multiplayer, and some of the ATC? Is it very important? Or would you rather them be focusing somewhere else at this stage of the development tree? Who knows? So, moving on, we're nearly there. Kanzui's going to go nuts. What time are we? Oh, we're flying it. Kanzui, couple of minutes. I hope you're walking the dogs. Wait, is Kanzui even over there? Is he in the place he's supposed to be? He is. He's back from walking the dogs. Brilliant. Now, where are we at? We're over here. Multiplayer is everything in the sim, says Dougal. Yeah, I agree. Huge for multiplayer fixes. Yeah. I'd rather they put stability fixes in. Sure. Sure. Yeah. Well, this is a kind of stability. Now, speaking of stability and how to fix it or break it, you can get an ultra-realistic sky color mod thingy. Have you ever found yourself cruising through the skies in Microsoft Flight Sim and thought, the sky looks more colourful than in real life? You're not alone. Many have noticed that the default settings offer a somewhat exaggerated palette and doesn't quite capture the nuance of the real-world sky. But fret not, there's now a way to improve it. It's quite simple. What's wrong with the default colours? Well, a brief introduction to help you better understand what's at stake. Recently, a fascinating discussion began over the VATSIM forums, initiated by a user named Biology, known for his work in the enhanced skyscapes and enhanced cloudscapes for X-Plane. As an enthusiast in computer graphics and colour science, Biology decided to delve deeper into the atmospheric simulations in Microsoft Flight Sim. Annoyed by the overly purple sunsets and sunrises, he made the brilliant discovery we're discussing today. Keep reading below for more details. So you can see some of the screenshots before and after. Yeah? Before, after. Hey, Tritz4, good to see you, man. 28 months, look. Cheers, man. I want AccuSim on all planes, says Dread Metas. Right? Who knows? Anyway, the technical explanation, if you want to worry about it, it works off the old kind of red, green, blue, RGB, right? Anyway, the solution is as follows. The initial implementation of a workable mod came with its own set of challenges. It involved editing the .exe file, which is always risky, and it had the potential to interfere with future updates. But then another enthusiast, Drunk Winter, devised a way to make this much more simpler and safer by simply requiring simmers to drop 3 files into the Microsoft Flight Sim installation folder. So, you basically go and download a zip file. You drag and drop the files in the zip into your folder that contains flightsimulator.exe. May depend where you're at. If you have the MS Store version, it could be on your C drive, it could be in your Windows Apps drive, or it could be on your Steam drive, right? And then you have a couple of other options, but it's almost one stop short of making this work in your community folder, which I imagine will be the next one. It'll be the next one. But it's also wired with a keyboard shortcut, pressing Control and Insert to toggle the new sky colors. So if anyone is interested in doing this, the link is here. I'll drop it into the chat for everyone. YouTube and Twitch, you'll see it. You can click on that link. Have a read of the article by Vashko over here on msfsaddons.com. And if you feel like an afternoon of science, well, sure, have at it. But just be careful. Remember what you're doing, remember where the 3 files are going in, and if you have problems, we'll figure out when you need to lift them back out again. All right? Sweet. Now, we're nearly there. Virpil have announced some new hardware. Oh, we like Virpil. They've announced the VPC Apache 64 Collective Grip. I'll show you this now in a second. Anyway, the Apache 64 grip is available for pre-order now at $219.99. The normal price will be $269.95. And the unit is expected to enter shipping after January 2024. I need to show you this. This video is only on for a minute, but I'll press some buttons so you can see it, right? Press this button here now, Murph. Go on, you Divya. We'll do one of these. Hide me and do Vijani, one of them. Like, are we excited yet? Would you look at the state of it? Now, there's every chance I'll break that before I even get to play with it. It has many buttons, and it's available now with Virtual controls. And just a reminder for anyone who likes using Virtual, I'm a huge fan of the Virtual controls. I have the VPC Warbird and also the Constellation Alpha. And a shout out to to many of you guys who kind of talked me into it. Dougal, Hammy, and Spitfire RAF 100. You've all said, Murph, you need to get the thing. I got the thing. I love it. I love the Virtual equipment. It's pricey-ish, but man alive, the quality, it's out there, man. It's incredible, right? It's incredible. But anyway, if you're in the UK, Virtual have opened up their very own UK shop because, you know, the recent unpleasantries of Brexit and everything else, well, you had to pay massive import charges coming in from the EU. And they've also moved their EU building or manufacturing plant further inside the EU. So you have a UK store, you have the EU store, and of course our friends in America, well, you have the US store as well. So exciting times for Virtual. So a collective grip available now to pre-order for about $220, and then after the pre-order area passes, it'll be about $270. If you're interested in this, you can save yourself $50. Now, they're not going to start shipping until January, right? So it's a little bit way out now. Murph, now you just need to get it off your deck and on a low. Oh yeah, put it. Yes, Dougal. So what's Dougal saying? I need to take it off. I need to take the joystick off my table. Is what he's saying? Yeah, that's essentially what Dougal is saying. Because I'll show you this look here. Jesus, is this going to work now? This would be hilarious if. Where's that button? It's here. Look, is that it? Hang on. There it is. There's my Virtual there beside me with my lovely hand, right? And well, it's on my desk, so my hand is up here, right? But what Dougal is saying, you can actually lower that on what's called, I think it's a mesa mount, and that'll actually put a mount beneath your table to make it even more fancier and wonderful. So, lads, right, looks fantastic. Now, my last bit of news before we join Kanzui to finish off Paddy, right, our new livery, and then we're going to check out the Dash, and then we have the EFB. Time is flying, lads, but we're doing well. VATSIM events. Well, after last week's Cross the Pond, which was absolutely massive, I think it was the most users ever. Did you guys see any of those screens? It was crazy, right? All American Fighter got to see it. Will this be available after? Yes. We're currently live on Twitch and YouTube, so everything gets to stay forever in eternity. In, what's the other word? In eternity? It just stays there forever. So to our YouTube viewers, hello. You're very welcome in. If you're watching us live, how are you? If you're watching me in the past, hello from the future. Wait, hang on. Hello from the past. Jesus, Murph, you're talking to the future. Hello from the past. What's it like now? Did much change, right? Anyway, VATSIM. So, Saturday, what are they doing? Well, the trip to Wolf's Fang Runway. Need an excuse to fly to Antarctica? Or just have an Airbus A330 stored in your hangar? Other long-haul planes are available. On November the 4th, we'll be recreating the famous trip from Cape Town to Wolf's Fang, 2 years and 2 days. On the first trip down, just make sure not to wreck the ice, otherwise you'll be given a lawsuit. So they're going to be taking off out of Cape Town, Foxtrot Alpha Charlie Tango, and there's some sceneries that you can pick up here from flightsim.to to give you the Wilkins runway in Antarctica. I think that's a very interesting VATSIM event. Something mad, lads. YouTube is about 10 seconds in the past. Totally fine. But yeah, that's pretty good, right? That's an interesting one. Not many times. Let's all fly out to the big white area, right? But now you can. There's a ton of other events on over the weekend. VATSIM.net/events. And as I said, like, even if you don't want to fly the events yourself, you can jump onto VATSIM, jump onto your VPilot or XPilot or whatever client you're using, join in observer mode and just have a listen. Because the chatter and the crack and everything else, it's very, very good. Very, very good. In perpetuity, says Gabe on YouTube. Man, that's Gabe, that's why you're in charge, right? In perpetuity. So that's it for the news. Lads, there was a fair bit of news, wasn't there? There was a lot of news. So what we're going to do next, Murphy wears Crocs. He is 30 years in the past. Steady now, right? We all know that someday a man with Crocs will take over the world, you know, and his name will be Murphy, right? I'll vote for him. But anyway, right, so what we're going to do, we're going to call up Kanzui. But before I do that, I need to press some buttons for Kanzui to be able to, you know what I'm saying? There's a new Twitch thing, actually, I didn't try it yet, but it's too late in the day to do it, so I'm just going to do this. Kanzui, stand by, and I'm going to press some buttons. So what we were doing last week, we actually started all of this. I'm going to I'll shut down the sim here for a second, right? We actually started this last week, and we started working on the Comanche livery, right? The Comanche livery. And we managed to put Paddy on the thing, right? So I'll show you this now in a second, right? So I'm just going to do some stuff here. And let me see, enter the room. Yes, right, grand. And I'm going to customize this and turn that on. You can't see this, but it's grand. Copy the link. Windows security found a threat. Jesus, what did it find? This is exciting. What did you find? Scan options allowed, protection history. Threat quarantined. What are you? Trojan. Program is dangerous. Ortho. No, your sound. Restore that. What you come to getting all excited for? Jesus. Right, anyway, right, I need to press some buttons here. Over to Kanzui. Now, Kanzui, that's a link for you to press. And when you press that link, I'll get more links, right? I'll get more links, right? The links effect. So we were here and, we were doing some stuff, right? Where is it now? Was it this one? Did we call it just Paddy? Hang on. I need to go into my community folder for this, don't I? Okay, 1 second now. 1 second now. As I press some buttons. I'm going to copy this. And then this goes into this box over here, look. Wait till you see if this works. If this works. Camera. Dish. 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 We'll get you on the blower over here. Hello? Give it a moment. Hello?
Holy, that was loud.
It was, wasn't it? How are you?
I'm good, mate. You?
I think, well, I'll tell you now if this works. Dish. Dish. Didn't work. Hang on. Why didn't that work? Oh, wait. Is it here? Oh, yeah. I pressed the wrong button. Look. Dish. 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 Ah, Jesus, it worked. Kanzui, you're very welcome in. It's good to see you're looking well. How are things?
Yeah, I'm looking well. I'm looking very pale. Look at that.
Yeah, I see. Right.
That's a bit better.
If you had blonde hair, it would look grey now. You know, in the real world, it'd be a lot darker.
You look very orange.
No, I don't.
I've just noticed.
What are you talking about? That's because I'm trying to get rid of the people saying I'm different coloured. Who asked you anyway, right? You look very orange. Anyway, how are you?
I'm good, mate. Yeah.
Sweet.
Not too bad.
Okay, so last week we started a bit of jiggery pokery because we were putting in our Comanche gadget, right? And
yes.
I'm trying to remember what I actually called the friggin' file, right?
So the file was still called template.
It was, wasn't it? Right. Let me find it. Template starts with wait, Jesus, where's it gone?
It might have been A2A Comanche template.
That sounds even more realistic. Jesus.
Have you deleted it?
No, I found it. A2A Comanche TT. No, that's not it.
No, it's not that one.
Wait, is it just called template? Hang on. Template. Comanche template. It's called Comanche template, right? I knew I wouldn't have deleted it. I wouldn't do something like that. Right. So we had these Comanche template thingies and we had the panel. No, we didn't. We had the texture, right? And in here, we had some of the files that we were working on. And it's probably, I'm trying to think now which one it was.
Top left,
which is this one, the PNG. Now that's a PNG. I don't open up that one in Photoshop. Sure.
Yeah, you can open that with Photoshop. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what happens here. Load. Oh Jesus.
Just okay. It'll go away.
Like
okay makes the box go away.
Okay makes the. Oh yeah, this is it now. Look. Brilliant. So here we have Paddy in behind. Jesus. Right? I forgot how shocking this was. So essentially we made a big bright pink coloured plane and we put in an old picture of Paddy. And the important thing here was, oh look, I've lost me layers.
So this is because you've opened the DDS file, not the Photoshop file.
Right.
So that's in the template folder in the community, these are always the DDS files. So you'll need your Photoshop file wherever you save that. That won't be in here.
Right, gotcha. So that should be in the place of downloads, and that should be in the place of Comanche template.
You saved it somewhere else. Is it on your desktop?
Yeah, it's in here.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. You saved it in there.
Same
No, that's
object.
not it. It's not in there.
You sure?
It shouldn't be in there.
Balls. Okay. Don't panic now. Oh, wait, did I put it on my desktop? Maybe I put it on my desktop.
If you open Photoshop, it might be there in your recents.
I think this is it.
That looks like the one. Yeah.
I think I called it November 235 Romeo Mike. Murph, can you recap on what you're doing for the newbies watching? Yes, Gibbo. Sorry, Gibbo. So, what we started off about 5 weeks ago, we started off on a journey with Kanzui. And we're talking about creating our very own livery inside of Microsoft Flight Simulator for an aircraft. We want to make a custom livery, our own paint job, if you like, right? So we started off in episode 1. And these videos are on YouTube for you to watch. And Kanzui first spoke about what files we need. We have a payware option with Photoshop, or we have a free option with PaintShop. And we also needed a couple of plugins that come from either NVIDIA or the Intel stuff. In the second episode, then, we had a look at creating our own. It was understanding the file structure and what files we need to copy, and then how can we edit them. And that could be a simple thing like just replacing a color on a already made livery, or even just adding in our own details like a photo or a logo or something like that. The third episode then was focusing on some of the advanced features, and that's all to do with like PBR, adding reflections, carrying on the livery creation to the inside of the airplane. For example, if you wanted something on the glare shield, or maybe you wanted some fancy on your headrests, all that sort of jazz. So then part 4 last week, well, this idiot here started making his very own livery. And it worked. It absolutely worked, right? And it's shocking, but it worked. So I'm trying to find, this is the thing now, because, it's me, right? I'm trying to find exactly where I put the file that I was supposed to edit, because I've lost it, right?
If you open Photoshop, does it come up in your recent documents?
Well, never thought of that. It might do. Hang on, we'll open this up now, right? Yeah, padifying an aircraft. Indeed. So let's have a look. So recent.
So
it must be this one here.
That one. Yeah, I think it's that one.
Because that was 7 days ago.
That's a PSD.
That's a PSD, yeah. Paint shop.
Document.
Ah, right.
No, I've no idea.
Well, if it is, it is. Ah, so this looks like it here, yeah?
It's a paddy-sided something.
Yeah, so Gibbo reckons that fella looks like me, but he doesn't. Oh, Jesus, he doesn't really though. Sure, he doesn't. Come on, do you know what I mean?
No,
right?
You're more orange.
What do you mean I'm more orange? Right? I am actually very orange there. I used to say this to Gibbo all the time. We'd be here going live, or just before, I'd be like, well, Gibbo, how are you getting on? One day I looked very green, right? Excellent, thank you very much indeed. Subscribing for 3 months. God almighty. Cheers, man. Once I was very, very green, and Gibbo said, Murph, you look absolutely green. I said, yeah, I'm green with worry. And then orange. And now you're telling me I look orange. I'm trying to think why that is. It's all the tan.
I don't know, I'm just very pale. Maybe.
Yeah, but I live in Ireland. All joking aside, that could be your brother. Husker Du, who asked you? Right? Hair isn't grey enough and he has too much to be Murphy. Ah, Jesus. Anyway, that's Paddy. Well, it's not Paddy. He played the character called Paddy in Emmerdale, right? And I decided to put Paddy on the plane because, well, Gibbo kind of talked me into it. Anyway, what we're looking at here, and I need to turn on some stuff for our lovely viewers, and we have some layers over here on the right-hand side. So what we're looking at here might be a little bit hard to follow, but when I turn on the wireframe, this should make it a little bit easier for you to start identifying whereabouts on the airplane we're actually doing our stuff. So if you look closely here, you can see this wireframe. Well, hang on. This is the left-hand side of the fuselage. This comes down to where the nose is. That's where the window and the door is. That's the back window. So this is kind of the airplane itself, and that leads on up into the tail section. And if you look down over this side, well, that's definitely one of the elevators. And then you have the wings on the top and the wings on the bottom. So you can kind of get a rough idea. And all these paint kits are readily available thanks to Kanzui. He's put them over on our Discord. And we also have another filter that we can add to all of this if we wanted to do the minutiae of detailed things. And that filter came from Cyrus T. So I don't think I've added that. I don't think I've added that filter in. So I'm going to add it in now just to show folks what it looks like, right? So if I go into FlightSim and we go to our livery design, and if I open this puppy, can I just drop him in there? No. Okay, so let's see. Save image. Saving image. And it's a PNG, and we're going to put it up here. The Cyrus panel finder. We'll just call it number 1, right? And now if I go into me documents, and I go to just open a new page in case you break everything, Murph, because you know what I'm like. And we're just going to drop this guy in on top. Now, I need to enlarge this over everything, don't I?
Yeah, so so yes, you'll just need to enlarge that to fill the layer you've got.
How do we make it
You
bigger?
can do that by dragging, or you can look at the size of the main layer. But yes, just drag that over and
I've lost the ability to drag the devil. Scale, isn't it? Image.
there's a free form thing.
There's a button here. Mode. Hang on. Adjustments. Image size. Jeez. Why can't
If you cancel like that, if you click on
hang on, I know what to do. Shift Control. What? Oh Jesus! I'm making a complete mess. Right, I better stop pressing buttons. What did I do there? I'm to press. Oh, I don't know. I better close.
I think you've inverted something.
I press Shift Control and Y. I fixed it. Brilliant. Right, hang on. I know what to do this time. I promise, lads, I won't make a complete hash of it this time. Right. Don't mind me for the minute. I'll just sing to myself. Oh Jesus. Yeah. Look at the state of this now. Right, so I fixed it. So this is what it looks like when you put the other gadget over the gadget. And what I'm trying to explain here is, for example, right, see the way everything has a unique name and number. It means if you were to make any changes, for example, we can kind of see the outlay of Paddy. And we can see that Paddy lives in the following boxes. And it's because Cyrus made this genius gadget. Well, we can say, well, Paddy lives in 26DA, 27DA, 28DA. 26CZ, 27C, right? So if you wanted to do a very small movement, when you load in the aircraft, you'll be able to see this, or you can remove this, and you'll see, I need to move it a very small fraction across. Now, it's not particularly handy for a Paddy. However, if you were putting things like pinstripes or your own designs, right? Some aircraft have crease areas where, the texture has to wrap and fold around, meaning that even though it might look perfect on your paint file, when the sim loads it, it might misalign it. That's the word. It might misalign it. So that's what this thing does. And again, you just turn off the filter or the layer when you're finished, right? So let's say, for example, Kanzui, we've now finished. This is our livery and I'm happy with it forevermore. And I now want to save this properly because it currently lives in my community folder as, Comanche template.
It does.
And we don't want that really.
So yeah, so last week we saved this as a DDS, so that's done. So you go to your community folder and go to your Comanche template.
So we go to the A2A. Here's the community folder. And we'll go down here to where it says Comanche template. And here it is, Comanche template.
Okay, so before you go in there.
Yeah.
So if you go back one and just change the word template for whatever you want to call it.
Let's call it.
What we're going to do is
Comanche Paddy.
Template.
So we'll call it Comanche Paddy.
So then you go into that file.
Comanche Paddy.
Go to manifest.
Notepad.
Notepad's fine, yeah.
Okay, so here we have.
And then you'll see there we've got Comanche template. So you want to change template for Paddy.
And it needs to be exact.
Yes, you want to do it exact all the way through.
Okay.
Create a name. So you just want to change that for Egypt.
Okay.
Almost. That's fine. You can close and save that.
Okay. So that's manifest
into sim objects.
Yeah.
Into aeroplanes.
Yeah.
and then change that where it says template to PADI.
Yeah.
I think you need to leave that line in though that you just deleted.
Do I?
Yeah, I think so.
'Cause
I always do.
Okay, right. We better change that. So good. Just as well you told us. So Comanche PADI in there, into the manifest. Comanche.
You don't need it there.
Oh, okay. I was
Don't
just
need it in that
testing
one,
you.
it's just- I don't even know if you need this in. I've never tried it without. I just leave it in because otherwise, science might not work.
Okay, Empire kicking us here. Good to see you, Empire. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in. Okay, so we're in the Comanche folder.
You are. So there's some more templates we need to change for PADI.
Okay. So are they in texture or panel? Or aircraft?
So you change the folder. You change the folder first. So anywhere you've got the word template, you replace it with PADI.
Okay, and we don't need the dash here. Sure we don't.
Allow myself to
If
introduce
it's not there, then no.
myself.
That's it. I think is it a dot?
Yeah, it's just a dot, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, PADI.
Cool. And then go into the aircraft folder. Let's just see
Yep.
what's in there. And you'll see we've got template a few times in here. So we need to change it a few times as we go down the list.
Now, if we were to use the link generator, that does all this for us, isn't that right?
No, we will use the link generator. That's not on this bit though. This bit you have to just go through and update.
Okay. This is great fun.
Yeah. There's a little test, see if you can find them all.
I found them all. Can you find
No, you
them all?
haven't.
Oh, no, I didn't.
There's
I forgot
one there.
this one. Ah, look. Right, okay.
And you've got created by there as well, where we've got name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Cool. That looks good. Save and close that.
Okay.
Cool. And it's at this point we would use the layout generator. So that's everything named PADI that needs to be named PADI.
Okie dokie.
So have you got the layout generator? If not, I can send it to you in a message in Discord.
Did you? I think did we put it up in the gadget? No.
No, I don't think so. It's an exe file. So
Okay. Yeah, kick it across to me there. We'll have a cock.
yeah, I've just sent it through.
So let me see. Layout generator. Continue to download. Download. It's doing its thing. Open me downloads. Downloads. Okay, so I just drag and drop, don't I?
So drag and drop the MFS layout in generator just into that file. That's it. Not that one. Sorry. Sorry, you can just cut from there.
Yeah.
And then go all the way back.
In here.
Yeah, drop it in there.
Okay, cool.
And then you click and drag the layout document on top of layout generator, and then let go.
Done.
And that's it. Done.
Sweet. So I can delete that. I can get rid of that layout generator for one, or keep it there.
You can. So what should now happen? If you've changed the word template everywhere, you should have changed the word template.
Yes.
When you load up the sim next time and you look at this Comanche, it'll be called PADI. So that is that.
And I didn't. Okay, so that's all done now, isn't it?
That's all done. Yes.
So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to boot the sim. And the test is going to be now that when I load in the sim, we're going to find Comanche 250 PADI.
Yes.
And that's how we tidy up the filing at the end of it, essentially. I mean, that's where you can put in your version numbers. That's where you can put in a description, if you like, about the whatchamacallit, the aircraft livery.
Exactly.
Nice, okay.
Yes. Yes.
It's it's fun. This is exciting.
And when we're into the sim, I'll show you as well. So you may have seen that when we do some of the liveries, the thumbnail of that livery looks like it's from one of the official Microsoft aircraft with the clear background and those kind of things. You do that in the developer tools.
Yes, we have to go into dev mode, and then it's the developer camera. Isn't that what it is?
Yes. And then you can capture the screenshot, and then you would update your thumbnail in the community file where we just were.
Ah, right.
So
okay.
in that, if you go in that folder while the sim's loading.
Mm-hmm. As in the Comanche folder, yeah?
Yeah, in the community one. So if you go into sim objects, airplanes, yep, and go to texture.
And
so you'll see you've got thumbnail and thumbnail small.
Yes.
So once you've done that capture, you then just replace thumbnail. These are JPEGs.
Okay.
You replace thumbnail and thumbnail small with your image, and then when you click on your livery, it will show the nice pink aircraft.
That's pretty cool. Now, I'm imagining if I were to just take a screenshot, if I wanted to, and have the dimensions matching the dimensions already in here, and then just drag the new files in and rename them, it'll be the same effect, wouldn't it?
Yes, you could put your face as the thumbnail if you really wanted to.
Ah, brilliant! A giant paddy face, right? All right, okay, that's pretty cool.
That texture file that's just there. What's in that? We've just opened that texture file. Ah, yeah, no, we're fine. I thought so. I was confident, but just a little bit of doubt.
It's grand. It's totally fine. I'm looking forward to like it's yeah. I'm going to load in the aircraft at a scenery, right? 99 Tango, I missed it. What was the FlightFX announcement? They're making a Massey Ferguson 156 for the... No, they're not. They're working on two aircraft. Well, two versions of one aircraft, and then also a new secret project, and they gave us an update on their scenery development as well. It's at the very, very start of this video, if you want to ramble back. It's also on YouTube as well, so it lives in perpetuity, according to Gabe, and it should work fairly well. But here's the thing, for anyone watching this, I'm fairly fast now moving around things, but you have to realize, lads, I started off at 0 a couple of weeks ago. So here's an Aegis, now a proper Aegis, and I've managed to work my way around this because listening to Kanzui, I've looked back over the videos that are on YouTube. You can create your own liveries here. Just follow the video step by step. Right? And okay, granted, I'm doing some very, very basic things, but let's say, for example, you know, you just want to move your avatar, or you have a logo perhaps, or whatever, and you want to bring that in and just put it on a livery. Maybe you really like the livery that's already there. Well, it's only a matter of copying that and then putting in what you want into it. So say, for example, if there, you know, the way there are some aircraft that come out and they don't have what's called the dynamic tail number. The way you come across aircraft, they don't have a dynamic tail number. You're stuck with that tail number, and that's all it is. You can't put in your own one. Well, this is a way of putting in your tail number. The only thing is, if you want other people to see you with that, they need the same file. You know what I mean? So there is a little bit of that, but this is essentially how you do it, you know? So,
and even with your, while you've done some quite basic changes, you know, recolor to pink, add a picture of Paddy, the concept, if you wanted to do like I did the FFA livery, it's very much the same.
Mm-hmm.
All it was that in that Photoshop file, I spent more time in there drawing the lines and doing the colors and that kind of stuff. But everything else was the same.
Mm-hmm.
So while this is, you know, just a recolor, like you say, the actual process you've gone through is the same. If you wanted to do a full on design of a livery, it would just be you spend more time in Photoshop lining things up and getting things right.
And it can be as simple as basic or as advanced and, you know, wondrous as you like. And that's kind of the cool thing about all of this. I mean, yes, you can copy, of course, what's there, but you know, you can potentially look at aircraft wraps, which are a thing coming out. You know, people have, like, you want to see some of the, like, if you like the World War II aircraft, for example, you know, like the whole pin-up things on the side of it, fantastic. You can go down that road if you want. It's pretty cool, right? So, right, it finally loaded, and I've noticed, by the way, lads, if you have the Horizon 787 loaded, that adds exactly 1 minute 30 seconds to your loading time. Isn't that frightening? Anyway, right, so, oh, Jesus, it's going to be brilliant. I'm excited. So, the Comanche, and I'm looking for Paddy. Ah, look, it says Paddy and everything. Brilliant, right. So we're going to load in Paddy, right? Ah, Jesus. Paddy was a great fella, mind you. And we're going to change the weather here a bit because, you know what I mean? We'll make it sublime because Paddy looks like the sort of fella who would enjoy a bit of sublime weather, right? So let's see what happens. Now, Big Al, he says, I'm the bloody idiot who tried to close down your Comanche folder like it was mine. On me sim, oh no, did it? And we sim crashed, Kanzui. That's not a good start.
Oh.
Right, is that... Well, we just started up again, or is that...
It's not the livery.
It's not the livery?
No.
Okay. Let's hold hard for a second, lads. Imagine that. Right, aircraft. Take the friggin' Horizon thing out there for the moment. because that is taking up a whole load of bejesus, and its liveries. Bomb, 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 bomb. 787. Right, get them out there. Right, that should speed us up. So we'll fire up sim again. Right, let's see what happens here. It just goes to show it can happen.
It does. My sim's been terrible recently. I tried to flow with Ali at the weekend, and after the third sim crash, I gave up.
So
I went to play Rocket League.
Sim update 13, and I think I speak for everyone here, unless like you're one of the very chosen few. Sim update 13 has created more stability issues than being an actual update. Yeah. As in, there's crashes happening now that just didn't happen before. Now maybe it's not the sim update. It could be some other server side thing. But I have noticed people are getting crashes a lot more often now. And like, there's people who never get crashes getting crashes.
You know? I was one of the lucky ones that very rarely got crashes. Very rarely. But yeah, recently it's been terrible. So. But yes, it's very, very unlikely that this livery file would cause that crash, because all we've done since last week is just rename it. That's it. Nothing else has changed.
So we just changed the name. And to be honest, if it was the livery, it wouldn't have loaded in the first place.
Yeah. So normally what you find with the livery is when you load into the sim, and you get all the way in, it takes all that time to load. You go to the world map, you go to pick your livery, and it's not in there. And that's normally because it says template somewhere, or you haven't updated the layout, or that's what I tend to do. Where I start at the moment with my liveries is I start setting the folders up and renaming them and just getting all that right, so I know when I load up the sim, it'll be there.
Now, one thing I will notice, there's an NVIDIA driver update tonight, lads. There's new game ready drivers. It came up my screen just before I went live. I nearly vomited and collapsed at the same time. But yeah, there's definitely new stuff there if you want to have a look. But right, so we'll let this inboot in. But the whole process here is, this is a livery that we created from the very beginning. We've done our customizations to it, and now we have renamed it in a correct kind of structured way. And the plan here is, when the sim loads, we should be hunky-dory. It should load in, and we shouldn't have an issue. And the fact that we've done it now with the Comanche, and this is a pure mess livery, it now gives us the chance to do something quite unique. And as you say, like, it can take a long time to perfect a livery. You spent weeks working on liveries.
Yeah, it takes a long time. I mean, just getting the initial design sorted takes long enough, but then when you're trying to do all the little details and line things up, it takes a long time. I haven't quite spent as much time as Cyrus T has on some of his liveries, but that man goes to another level.
He just does. Because like there's like he bakes reflections into colors as well. Oh man, it's nuts.
Yeah, updates tablets and does all sorts of stuff.
Speaking of which, I saw a great update there to the PMDG tablet that I think it was Paparazzi did over on our Discord.
Oh, is it out?
It looks fantastic. Oh yeah, is it out? It looks very, very good. Have I pictures of it here somewhere? Hang on now a second, we see. Well, the sim is loading here in the background. Do you know what I mean, lads? I thought I saw this earlier on.
That was the screenshot. I think I saw that. It looked good, didn't it?
It looks friggin' deadly. Where did he hide the gadget? Was it in add-ons? Oh no, it's in Firefly Air, I'd say. Firefly Air chat. Bum, 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 bum. Check this out, lads. Yeah, it was Paparazzi, look. So anyone who flies with Firefly Air, check out the EFB that's now in the PMDG, look. How cool is that? That's dead. Now that's also next level, but it's a PNG file sitting on top of what they have. But it's very good, isn't it?
It is. It is. I like that.
The T in Cyrus T stands for teal. But yeah, it's sleek. It's nice. It's beautiful. And by the way, lads, if you haven't already, do be sure to check out our Discord channel. We have a Discord in there. And that's pretty much where folks come in and tell me how blonde my hair really is. And
that's exactly right.
Right, do you know? Why isn't the Discord thingy working on YouTube? Oh, there it is now, look. Kanzui, you'll be amazed at the science that's going on here since we were last on.
I did. When you started saying earlier, to those on YouTube and those on Twitter, I thought this is all going to go wrong.
Right. So effectively, I don't know how many points I owe Gibbo Many pints. Effectively, what we've done, right? We've done the impossible, and we have managed to get an awful lot of functionality in by using a new bot. So we have a new bot in play, right? And basically, the bot allows us to do all sorts of cool stuff. Which I might. Some people saw this yesterday. I'm going to say it to Gibbo now in a moment. If the sim loads, fingers crossed, lads. Cross your legs, ears, eyes, arms, the whole shebang now, right? I'm hoping this loads. Jesus, imagine if it crashed again. If it crashes again, I don't know what I'm going to do. Can you sing?
Just blame the livery. just blame the pink livery and just
Yeah. But what we'll do if Gibbo's there, we might try one of those commands. Oh look, it's nighttime. Right, hang on a second now. Right now, shh. Steady now. Nighttime, change it to daytime. Daytime of the night. Okay. Right. Wait now. Ah, look! Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a paddy on the plane. Now, it's shocking. I know it's shocking. It's supposed to be shocking, right? And I only did it on one side. But the idea here is, lads, there's a paddy on the plane. It's just showing you that it is possible of getting your own liveries and stuff in there. Isn't that nuts? I think it's absolutely brilliant. What do you think? So, do you like it, Kanzui? I mean, I think it's nice, isn't it?
No, it's horrible.
I think it's lovely. Look, the flaps work and everything. I think it, it's like a modern work of art, a modern masterpiece, and
you can see what I was saying about the dirt layer though. When I was saying about the Comanche dirt layer is just it's a bit OTT, it's a bit over the top.
It's full on, so yeah, you'd want to dial it down a little bit.
But I do that with I just make the layer a bit more transparent. Just try and get rid of some of the.
Do you know what's amazing here? It's the paddy reflection in the wing.
Yeah.
Right? Look at the reflection of Paddy in the wing. A legend in his own mind. Right? Do you know what I mean? I think it's brilliant. Gibbo, are you still here? Right, so Gibbo, I want you to press them buttons. Wait to see this. Muse fan tried this yesterday, right? But I just want to kind of explain to you what this can actually do. I think this will work now.
Okay.
So Gibbo, it'll only work with Gibbo or Muse. Yeah. Show us now left view there. Look, no hands now, right? So Gibbo should start pressing buttons now, and then things are going to start changing from an aircraft. We hope. Right, man, Gibbo. Put us outside, Gibbo. Look, this is brilliant.
Can I ask?
Yes.
Is Gibbo underneath the desk?
No, he's able to use remote. It was exclamation point outside, Gibbo. Gibbo's trying to find the yoke. Oh, there's the right man, Gibbo. Yeah, right. What was it? It was outside, wasn't it? Was it? Yeah, exclamation point outside. There's pilot view. He's very good at this, isn't he? I keep my hands up here like a muppet. Look at that. Oh, wait, balls. I never changed it. Right. Gibbo, I'll put you back inside. Do the one with the filter. Exclamation point filter. Wait and see this. Look, wait and see this. This is deadly. It should work. He's after making.
Look at that.
Look at that, right? That takes the look off Paddy. And it only lasts for 3 seconds. Anyway, what we're showing here, because it is a Wednesday and we do the news, there's features coming to the stream, lads, right? And we're working on ways that you can take control of the aircraft. And it's going to be redeemable stuff and points and all this sort of jazz for your channel points. So you won't be spending the night turning on and off me lights. But there'll be certain things we'll be able to do. We're very much in the testing phases. But are you impressed, Kansu? It's very good, isn't it? That
will be
dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
I'm just a little bit disappointed you're putting it behind the points paywall, and you won't just let us ruin your flight every time you're on.
You get points.
It's just no fun.
You get points every time you tune in or fly with Firefly Air. You know what I mean? Now, just so we know, right? The points to do anything will be several 100 trillion points, right? You'll need to be watching me flat out for the next 10 years, but it'll be balanced, But yeah, will there be a takeoff? There's going to be landing gear. There can be avionics. There's going to be ailerons. There's going to be movement. Jesus. There's going to be, we're working on it. We've no timeline, but it's just something we wanted to announce because we're working on stuff in the background, you know. But, right, Kanzui, so we were saying dev mode for the last little piece of the jigsaw, weren't we?
Yes. So if we go back to the main menu for this one.
Oh, we can't do it from here. Sure we can't.
No, because you have to go into the hangar.
Ah, right. Rambog Mord says, asked to be able to bring up the wheel widget using a command, which is possible to add something that is interesting. Yes, it is. 100% Rambog. If there was a key command that the chat can bring up the flow wheel that you've created, I think that would be super duper, because that will display our speed and altitude as we're flying rather than me pressing it, right? Right, profile and hangar.
So you need to turn on dev mode first. When I heard bring up the wheel, I thought we could just raise one wheel while you're trying to land, which would be brilliant.
I haven't figured out how to do that bit yet, but in the idea is yes, we could, right? So dev mode, we want to go into
so tools.
Yeah.
Aircraft capture tool.
Yeah.
Add a group.
Add a group.
That's it, and then that should all be. You normally don't have to do anything. That's just ready to capture, which is in the bottom left. It's just slightly cut off on your screen.
Yeah, I'm trying to think though. There was a way you could move the thing forward. You can actually move this camera. You aware of that?
Oh, so I just press capture. The one thing with the Comanche is when you do it, it's got this weird aspect ratio.
Gotcha. Okay, so here's the folder. So we need to go into our community folder. We're going to go into our community folder, and we're going to go to the Comanche Paddy. Yeah.
When you capture this from the sim, you probably want to put it somewhere else to start with. So either on your desktop or in your downloads or a photos folder.
Okay, downloads. Okay.
And there we go. That's done. Done.
Nice. Okay, so let me see. Dev mode, exit dev mode. Oh, look at that. It minimized my screen. That's interesting. Okay, well, while we're here, we're going to jump in because I need to load in the dash, and that'll be for the next little trick. It doesn't like that. What's the dash? DCH? No, DHC. Here we go. Dash, yes. And we'll put it in Maersk, I suppose. And where was I going to go with this? I'm sure we can be in Kerry. It's all the one. I horsed it in there. And as that's loading up in the background, we're going to go down to here. And here's my Paddy folder. We're going to go into my downloads. And here's my thumbnail.
Yeah, so the way I tend to work this is I'll open the so you can see it's a bit better actually. They've improved it a bit, but it's a bit kind of stretched out. But what I tend to do is open all 3 files in Photoshop just because that's what I use. And then you can just copy this as a new layer over the thumbnail, save it as a JPEG into your community folder because you're saving it over the top, and then it's done.
Nice.
But by capturing it into a separate location first, it means that you can get all the resizing and everything right when you actually do the thumbnail images.
Gotcha. Dude, that's awesome. I love it. So that's kind of the final piece of the jigsaw, really.
It is. As we've said, there's you can go really far with this, and then we were talking about the PBRs and things where you could make things extra chrome. I haven't tried that myself yet, but we figured out how it's done, and Cyrus T said yes, I was correct, so that's always good. But yes, there's a livery. You can take it kind of as far or as not as far as you want. As far or as what's the word I'm looking for? As far or as not far? That's not it, is it?
As short or as far as you like.
Yeah, that'll do.
If you say it fast enough.
So, like as you were saying, you could just put your logo on the tail, or put your name down the side of the plane, or whatever it is you want to do. Or you could go with the recolor, or you can go with a full brand new design, change all the interior, all the exterior, change the color of the lights. You could do all sorts. You could just get lost in it for hours.
It's awesome, dude. And now what we're going to do, so if anyone feels now that they can give this a shot, create their own livery, be it for the Spitfire, the Comanche, or what was the other one? We had another one.
The MB339.
Ah, yes, the MB339. If you feel comfortable that you can do one of these things now, well then have a blast, have a go, and see what happens. Because if you create a livery and we can vote on our favorite livery, well, then I'll put it up on the TTM website and we can all download it. So it'll become a community livery. So if you feel that you want to create a livery, right, and follow the steps, follow the video tutorials that Kanzui has instructed us on, and we still have the channel open on Discord. If you're stuck, if you need any answering or any answers to your questions, just let us know, and we'll then upload the winning livery and we'll make it a community livery. Does that sound like a plan?
It does, and just for those in the chat that are thinking about this, you have a lot of power with that. That you could put anything you want about Mr. Murphy, as much Mickey taken as you want, because if you win, you win, and he's got to put it on his website. So don't miss the opportunity.
Thanks for that, Jeff. We were always a night, never into sabotage at all. You know, it was all grand.
Never.
Right? Well, Kanzui, dude, it's been such an incredible insight into how to create a livery. And, like, it's worked for me. I've now created my very own livery. It works in the sim. You've equipped me with a skill. You've taught me a skill that I can now go off and do more with. It's kind of cool and exciting. And now I won't have to be harassing yourself, Gibbo, and Cyrus all the time when it comes to liveries, because you'd be just like, Murph, you make it, and I'd be like, balls. But listen, on behalf of everyone, Kanzui, thank you very, very much, dude, for taking all the time out of your own schedule to be with us here every week. It's been so much fun, and I've learned so much. It's been absolutely brilliant, dude. So can we get some pints of Guinness, the Gibbo emotes, into the chat there as our sign of recognition for Kanzui? And this is just the beginning. We're going to do other stuff. We're going to have to check out the interior textures then as well.
Have to.
Awesome stuff. Okay, my dude, we shall leave it there. We're going to check out the Dash 7 now. But thank you very, very much indeed, dude. And we'll chat to you soon.
No worries. Enjoy. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Okay, so buttons, Murph. There's a button and a second button, Murph. You can do it. All right. Jesus, lads, I'm on fire with the buttons tonight, lads. He's on fire with the buttons tonight. Right, so there's all the pints again. It's emotes gone in. Thank you all so very, very much indeed. And close up all this now, Murph, with your paddy plane, you big idiot. And what we're going to do now, friends, is check out the Dash 7. If you're still here with us, it's been one of those days, hasn't it? So, hello, Dash. It's Murph. Now, we're just going to position this in a way, Jesus, that's not going to break, if that makes sense. There we are. All righty then. How are we all doing? I know it's late, but we'll get through this fairly... Oh, Jesus. We'll get through this fairly quick. So, what have we got here, lads? Well, we'll get some information going here now as we look at the aircraft. That is a Dash 7. Where's all this working, Murph? Hang on now, lads. We're coming together here now at a rate of knots. Yes, Murph, yes. That's buttons. Here we go. Grand. Right. Jesus. Now, let's have a look. So, the Dash 7. Need to get some information on this. I love it when I close my tabs. So, the Dash 7 Microsoft Flight Sim add-on built after the de Havilland Dash 7 turboprop aircraft with its excellent STOL performance. The designs could fly into smaller airports located in city centres and smaller, outlying, more austere airports, having runways that other aircraft could not usually land on, the likes of unpaved, unimproved, and so on. A total of 113 aircraft were built up until 1988, when the product lines were closed, as Boeing took over the company. So what do we have here? Well, pilots. These guys have previously released some scenery in the sim. They've also released the Boeing Clipper, and here they are now with this aircraft. This aircraft started out its earlier days under the watchful eye of SWS, right? And we'll start off with what we can see here. So we're going to start off with the externals, right? But before I do that, I want to open up the back door here. Yes, there's an interior as well, but I just want to spin down here to the back door. Why didn't I set up a camera at the back door? It's a different airplane, totally. It is. Just Willie, good to see you. Did Mr. Two-Tone get our kitchen yet? Because Mrs. Canuck just ordered and you're crying yourself to sleep? Brilliant. No, she didn't. And Jesus, don't mention the war. It's great to see you. Mr. Canuck is in the house over on YouTube. Great to see you. Right, so here's a little door open. So from the exterior, well, first off, look at these. They're PT6A engines, and there's 4 of them. Huge, right? Absolutely massive. So I think from the visuals that we're looking at, it's not a bad job so far as the modelling. It looks like a Dash 7, lads. It just does. The modelling seems on point. The exhausts are quite nice here up over the props, look. Yeah, not bad at all. And you have like the, you know, the anti-ice or the de-icer spines on the prop leading edge as well. So it looks the job, right? From a modelling perspective, I think it looks great. From a texturing perspective, no. I don't see it. And the reason being is the Dash 7 is a fairly old aircraft. I mean, even if you had the thing brand new shampoo, the text, it's like it's losing detail with some of the textures, I think. That's just my own opinion. Like, there are rivets there, but like, they need to be kind of amplified or something. You know what I'm saying? There's no dirt or grime or wear and tear in the aircraft. And if they are, it doesn't come through very well. It's too shiny, lads, right? It's too shiny. Now, if you go up over the exhaust area, yes, they have included some nice texture work here, especially on the wings. You can kind of see it. Well, that's kind of where it works. And that's not too bad there. So from the wing perspective, yeah, it's pretty good, right? It's pretty good. However, once we come back onto the main fuselage, I don't think the texture work is really, really good here. Modelling work is a little bit rough around the side here. It's okay. It's just a little bit rough, right? But I think texturing, I think, is where the aircraft needs a bit of an improvement. Now, a livery might do that, right? A livery just might do that. So as we look around, again, the modelling, we're looking at the detailing here. The tyre textures, they're basic, not a big to-do. There's plenty of attention to detail on the landing gear strut. And the wheel as well, I suppose. That's not too bad, right? But it's let down by kind of textures or lack thereof. Right? Has your tail strike skid? That's important. You're going to need that. And as we maneuver up here towards the tail of the aircraft, again, there's nice details here. The modelling is all done very, very well. It's just kind of let down with texturing. Or at least that's what I think. Maybe I'm wrong, lads. Maybe you're saying it's nice. What's wrong with a bit of shininess? It's not even the shininess. It's like it's trying to dull out some of the features. For example, lads, if I get very up close to this aircraft, I can see there are some nice details. Yeah? You can see it. There's nice rivets and whatever else. Problem is, when you get back from it, because of the use of PBR, you've lost it. That detailing is now lost. So, do you know what I'm saying? Like, if we get right up close and personal, you can see that there's detail on the textures here. Do you see that? But it's whatever way the finished bit of paint is, it's hiding some of the detail, I think. That's all. Anyway, let's move on. Like, the model work, I think, it's a beautiful model. It really, really is. Just the textures. Anyone know what this is for? This extra panel here, look. Did you ever see one of them before? Anyone know what they're for? It needs more teal. Cyrus, good to see you. Yeah, there's something not right with the textures. Look at the textures around the window, lads. You're telling me that's okay? That's not okay. They're not good textures. Like, they're just not, lads. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, does anyone know what this is for? What do you think? It's a prop guard. Correct. Why would you need a prop guard? What's it guarding the aircraft from? What's liable to happen? Now think about it. This aircraft mainly based out of Canada and the Canadian operations. Is that a meme? Surely that's a meme. That has to be a meme. No step on the friggin' prop? Get out of town. Ice, yes. No step on the prop? It's not a meme? They actually have no step on the prop? That's incredible. Why would they have no step on the prop? Whoever step guy is, sucks. You've seen it on a Herc. Well, a Herc would be different as in it's big. No? That's news for me. Well, listen, if that's accurate, I've learned something new. No step on a prop. That's kind of mad. The prop is 11 foot in diameter. Oh, there's a sign there because someone has stepped on the prop. That makes sense. Never seen that before. That's interesting. And thank you guys for saying, no, Murph, it's actually right. Right. We've learned something new. Well, I've learned something new. Again, underneath, it's grand. Look at the detail of the takeoff light or taxi light. All I'm saying is the model work is actually very, very nice. The texture work is on the little quiet side. If the texturing came up just a little bit, this would look even better. That's the point I'm trying to make. Yeah. Okay. Let's hop in and have an old gawk of it. So it does have an interior, which is always good to know, right? So we'll ramble in here into the interior. And they've modeled the cabin. It's basic, but I think it's done quite nice, right? The seats and all are grand. Texturing on the seats are fine. And I think they've done a fairly decent job. It's very shiny though, isn't it? It's textures. They need a bit of work in their textures. That's it. But it's nice. Like the layout and all is very, very nice. The prop pitch is hydraulically governed, so you step on it and bad things happen, right? Into the cockpit or the flight deck. Now this is pretty. This is very pretty. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. I'll have a proper look now from our normal camera. Right, so we'll get out a drone camera here for the moment and we'll jump into the actual cockpit view. So, welcome to the cockpit. And, well, a couple of things we can see here. We do have a pilot beside us. Do you ever watch The Expanse? Do you ever see the Martian lads with their, you know... Anyway, long fingers. In here, I think the textures are good. They're very good, right? There's nice textures here on all the main panels, on the overhead, on the glare shield. The texturing inside is done to a very good level of detail, I think. I think it's fantastic, right? It's nice, right? There's a ton of circuit breakers in the Dash 7. Unfortunately, none of them are modelled. That's probably why you have the $20 price tag. Now, that's not to say they're never going to be modelled. Perhaps pilots will add on to this aircraft. Maybe this is a project for them that they want to add more and more functionality to it. Who knows? But none of them are modelled, which is, you know. SWS were only contracted to do a certain bit of this aircraft, not all of it. Now, there's other things that kind of bug me. The armrest, there's no click spot here. They need to fix that. Because if you're in the PIC position and you glance down to do a thing, the armrest is blocking all vital controls. Mainly your autopilot. All right? It's not a big to-do. Right, what else do we have? So in terms of the windows, you can't open the windows either. Again, it's probably, you know, it's a $20 or €20 add-on, so you're not going to get too upset about that, I suppose. The overhead is quite nice. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Now, what can we play with? Well, look at the very, very top. We have our panel lighting in here. Right? And that all looks very, very nice indeed. Dome lighting, the whole shebang is there. Emergency light, or yeah, emergency transponder, or beacon. So let's get a little bit of kind of what am I looking for? Familiarization with the aircraft, because there is a bit going on. Now, the manual that comes with this it's not great. It's not great. I don't think there's checklists with it. So we'll figure it out ourselves. But basically, to break down the panel, you have your DC control on the left-hand side. You have your AC control on the right-hand side. Fair enough. You have your engine switches in the center middle. You have your pressurization in the center at the front. Then you have your ice control, and then you have your bleed air system. So getting used to this aircraft won't take an awful lot of time. So we're going to start off and turn on the battery. Sounds are good. Now have a look at these lights. It's very, very pretty. The lighting is very nice on this. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? A kind of a white backlit. I think it looks very, very nice, right? It's very clear. Everything looks exactly the way it should. I think it looks great. All right. So we have our master controls on here now. Generators are off. You have an external power button. That's handy. Engine ignition switches. That's fine. Over on this side of the fence that we have our DC. So go ahead and get these guys on. You can see your DC load and also your AC amps increase. So the electrical system is indeed working, right? We want to get some lights on here. So seatbelts, emergency lights, arm, No smoking lights. You can hear the dings, yeah. Now, let's look down here. So, center console or lower console, well, we have ADF frequencies. We have our trims, autopilot, nice. More trims over this side. We have our comm radio panels. They work fine. You have your condition lever for your engines. You have your 4 engine, your prop, essentially, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll keep them in the shut-off position for now. We have poor old Margaret's foot gone through the pedal, but don't worry about that. Now, there is a way to get the GNS 530 in here, or also the TDXNI, or the TDN, you know, the GTN. That can appear in here as well. You need to select it by the livery, though. So, you know the 414? If you're struggling on saying, where can I find the GPS? It's in the aircraft livery. That's where it is. Hey, Can-Do is here on YouTube. It's a YouTube Can-Do. Welcome in. Good to see you, man. So that's kind of where we're set up there, right? Now, we can see all our engine dials, prop, turbine speed, temperatures, pressures, all the jazz. And of course, we have our normal 6-pack here when it comes to our navigation. Over on this side, we have pilot lighting, stall warning, circuit breaker lighting, prop overspeed. That's your yoke switch. You don't hit on the yoke. And you have, behind Jenny there, you have another yoke switch. Now, there's no way to disappear Jenny. I've tried it. I don't know how it works, right? I don't know how it works. So what I need to do, I need to close the back door. Now, you notice, as we're sitting here, that all the flaperons and ailerons and all that jazz and spoilers, they all go up because, well, we've pressure in the aircraft, right? Vacuum, that's okay, dude. We'll see you soon. So we'll close the door. So much way we can close the door. There we go. I better save a view to this. Let's call it that one. All right. Okay, so spoilers. See the way we have it on ground mode. If I put this into flight mode, they drop down. All right, so that functions. That's good. So we've autopilot commands. We're going to go for an engine startup here because, well, we're interested on the sounds, lads, aren't we? You have a conditioner lock here as well. Yeah, so flight idle. That's bugged. So engine number 4 is bugged because that shouldn't be able to go ahead of that condition lock. Do you see what I'm pointing at? Hello. Yeah, that should all lock. So number 4 is like, you know, it's not a big thing. Just be aware of it. Right. Okay. So how do we get started on this? Well, we have engine units. So exterior lights, position lights. Turn them on. Got a red light on here as well. So engine number 4, so we can see all our pumps. So we're going to put on our auxiliary pumps. Put them all on, in fact. And as we have a look down here, pitot static heat, no. DC generators off for the moment. AC generators on for number 3. Now I think it's 3, 4, 2, and 1. I think that's, I'm almost certain that's how it is. 3, 4, 2, and 1. So we're going to try a start here on engine number 4, right? So quantity test for fuel. Yeah, that's good. Ignition goes to normal. Fuel transfer, no. So we're going to go for number 3 first. The pumps are already on by it looks like they're automatically on. Normal or manual ignition. We're going to press this switch here. Starter mode on. We have some prop spinning. So this is number 3. Okay, she's coming up. Okay. Here's where it gets annoying. So the sounds for one engine isn't great. So we're going to put... now, you can leave this starter switch. You want to be careful. So we need to select off. Starter switch goes out. Now we select engine 4, and then we go starter engage. While we're here, number 3 generator is online. Number 3 DC generator is online. And now we'll go for start on number 4, right? I think it's once you get more than one engine, it really comes alive. Have a listen. Introducing fuel. When you press the right button. It is a bit quiet. That's the point. It's a little bit quiet, right? So, starter switch off. Now we go for number 2. Number 4 is on. Number 4 is on. So we want engine 2 coming up. Let's just make sure I haven't done something stupid like turned off headphone simulation. I haven't. Okay, number 2. There's the sound now, listen. You know what I mean? Prop animation isn't great, and there's something not right with the sounds. But, okay. It's sounding more now like you'd expect those PT6s to sound out, right? So number 2 is coming up, getting stabilized, generators on, engine 1, let's be having it. Giva says already thinking I prefer the ATR. Okay, engine 1. So the dials new, they all move nicely. There's beautiful animations here. Sounds good. Okay. So that's a basic startup. We're going to make sure all the generators are activated. And bus ties are open, generators are on, engine start switch off, selector switch off. And let's have a quick check after this. Igniters are all staying on. You can go ahead and check your electrical systems. Don't seem to be doing much, to be fair. Fair enough. Right, continue on. So our console lights, all our lights are on. That's what we wanted. Right, come down here now to anti-ice. So Pedic static heat, go ahead and turn these on. Stall warning, elevator heater, not needed. Ice propeller, leave that alone. Cabin pressure, increase the rate, increase the cabin altitude, that works. Engine bleeds, they're currently off. We're going to put them on. Auto on. That looks good to me. Pressure sitting where it needs to be. Right, let's have a look down here. So we're going to hit the B and D key to reset our barrow and also our, whatchamacallit, the directional indicator. That does turn on, doesn't it? Almost certain that turns on. Off standby. Okay, that's not working at all. Jesus, I thought that worked. Never mind. Yeah, that's broken. Right, what else do we need here? Gyro, leave that alone. That's working. Turn this guy on. What else do we need here now? Synco phase, leave it off. Anti-skid is on. Caution lights, test. Advisory lights, grand. Landing lights are here. Autopilot will be on our side. Wing inspection, our taxi lights. We're going to put on our taxi lights. This is your autopilot controls. We're still in taxi mode. That's fine. Propeller ground range. Not sure if that works. We'll figure that one out now in a moment. And that's kind of it. That's kind of it, right? So what we're going to do, we have that condition lock away. We're going to go to normal flow now on these guys. So we're going to go up. Up. Up and up. Do you see the RPM raising? Over not to flaps. Now she sound a bit more healthy. So we'll do a taxi. Are we ready? The sounds for me aren't great. What about some custom views? So the custom views aren't finished. Some of them are okay, some of them not so good. Okay, so got our landing lights on here now. That's going to be important. Landing lights are on. And as we approach the runway, go into flight mode. Spoilers go in. Okay. What's this warning up here? DC external power on. Shouldn't be. DC external power off. Okay. That was weird. Okay, so let's go down to our prop here once again. So we have normal flow, and then we have, I think, full. Okay. Time to get loud. So prop is stabilized, 90%, off the brakes, and power coming in. Takeoff power set. Speed alive. The gyro is very loud. That's too loud. There's about 110. Oopsie daisy. That was a weird sound. Sound like I already broke it. Hey, Kev Sim Corner! Kev's Sim Corner here on Twitch. Welcome in, Raiders. Hope you're keeping well. Okay, we'll go gear up. That was the sound of the gear. Flaps in. Welcome in, man. Okay, try a bit of a roll here. Let's go external. Let's have a look at that gear animation. It's pretty. Kev Sim Corner, good to see you, man. Just the external sounds, they're not bad, but there's like a weird repeating sound. Have a listen. I'm not quite sure what it is. Inside is pretty good though. Hey, Amic is here. DAS7 built in your hometown. Yeah. So okay, what if we kind of like just kill the power? From the outside, listen. You get a little bit. Like that prop isn't going to move. It's mainly your torque that drops. Okay. Not terrible, but just, you know, for something that's been in development this long. Right, let's go have a look at our autopilot. So we're going to say autopilot yaw dampener engaged. And let's go heading mode. And let's go altitude mode. 4,100 feet. Altitude hold. Heading. So let's go on a heading of 300. It should hold us there. Yep, it holds us there. Altitude select. Let's put in 4,000. There we go. Altitude select. It's armed. V speed. No, it doesn't like that. What's it trying to do to us here, lads? Altitude arm for altitude select, right? So let's put in 5,400. That's kind of strange, isn't it? Am I doing something wrong? Don't press it. Nav mode is there. Back course via war or nav flight director. Why is she? Oh, hang on. We'll go 6. Right, 6,400. Let's see. Will she zero our altitude now? Oh, it's bypassing it. Why is it doing that? Maybe I'm forgetting something. Trim. That's odd, isn't it? Okay, that seems to be holding altitude now. Use the pitch wheel. No, you can use the I can use the pitch wheel, but what's after happening there is the vertical speed indicator or the vertical speed light doesn't turn on, so it must have stayed in V-speed mode. Anyway, that's not to worry. Let's check out the night lighting. So the lighting inside the cockpit, it's not bad. What about the cabin? It's not bad. So the seatbelt lights and smoking lights. Yeah, they work. It turns them off, look. Nice. Now some of the overhead lights. So we can say, right, the overhead engine panel dome light off. Yeah, the night lighting is nice, isn't it? That is pretty, lads, isn't it? Like when you see the dials lit up, I like the night lighting on this. I think it's really nice. JPM Navigator, good to see you. Yeah, that is nice, lads, isn't it? That's some beautiful lighting. I really like this night lighting. I think it's they've done a great job here. Look. Like outside the aircraft. Turn my landing lights on. Let's mess around a bit. So the gear light stays on and it's for whatever reason shining through. But I think the wing lights look good. The nav lights look good. Do we have strobe lights? There's our strobes. Okay, I'm a little confused. Because usually the strobe light is on the outer part of the wing. But okay. Yeah, so the nav lights are on an LOD, look. That's a bit of a problem. Good lights, though. Yeah, the nav lights are on this weird LOD. You see that? They kind of just explode into life. Okay. Still, it's not terrible, lads. It's not terrible. I really like the interior lighting. That's really nice. So I suppose how the aircraft flies, it's not actually bad. You know, from this position, let's see, can we disconnect the autopilot? Autopilot's off. So like if we hand fly this thing, I noticed though that the prop is not actually controlled to your prop. So normal flow. That'd be more like it. For 20 bucks, what are we talking about? Well, I think it needs some texture updates. I think the sounds need to be fixed. There's one visual bug with the number 4 engine. It has that tractor beam coming out on the night lighting. It'd be nice at 10 to 15. Well, even at 20, I don't think it's too bad at 20. But like, there's one thing I will say about pilots as developers. Anyone that has the Clipper, I mean, they've made a fair bit of progress on that aircraft since releasing it. And it is getting better, so I'm hoping that the Dash 7 is going to show the same with this aircraft. I hope pilots are going to do the same thing with the Dash 7 with this aircraft. You know what I mean? Can you land it, though, Murph? Jesus, Gibbo. I was trying to get away from doing any of that, but you're after catching me red-handed, so yes, I'll have to land it. Where's me map? Gibbo, do us a favour. Turn on me map there, will you? See, can you remember the command? We're going to give Gibbo a bit of control here. No pressure now. Land an airplane? You must be crazy. Interior looks like a 146. It does, yeah, it does. Gibbo, it was exclamation point map. GTN 750 is coming next patch, they said. Yeah. Okay, we turn back towards Kerry here. Gibbo, I need the map open. Let's see what happens. Come on, Gibbo. Right. Where are we going to land? Down at Kerry. Right, we're on the right track. Come on, Gibbo. Now, Gibbo, you can do other things as well. You can go, I need to get rid of the other thing because it's changing the view. Here, Gibbo, here's one for you. Lower the old landing gears and old dude, will you? This is cool, isn't it? Make coffee. We haven't added that command yet. So Gibbo should be able to... No, that's the map. I'm going the right way, I think. Yeah, no, do the landing gear. Exclamation point gear, I think. Make canned stew. Are you absolutely out of your mind? A bit of science here now, lads, you know. Muse fan could probably do it either. Ejector seat. Maybe it can land, but sure, that's not a big thing. Oh, yeah. I've been waiting patiently to do other things. What? You just lowered me gear, look. Gibbo, try that command again. See what it bring up the gear, will you? I don't know the commands. We told you a few of them, Muse. Yes, okay, so the landing gear works. Gibbo, this is going to be hilarious because there is a stream delay. So I'm going to need you are going to be tasked. Open me map there, I need to see where I am, Gibbo. Open the map. And then you need to control me landing gear. And this is going to be a pure challenge. Can Gibbo lower the landing gear in time? Right? I need the map. Open the map. News fan, open the map. Exclamation point map. We're still testing these features, but it's pretty cool, right? Hey, Renwall, good to see you. Now, there's the gear down. And there's the map. Right, grand. Jesus, I'm going completely the wrong way. Right. Disappear the
Dreamy,
map.
sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Disappear the map and put up me gear. And while you're doing that, I need to increase me prop. Drive it on there now, Finton. Thank you. Thank you. Right, there's the gear going in. Oh, brilliant crack. Where is the freaking airport? How far away are we? Oh, we're not far at all. So what could possibly go wrong? News fan, you can put in exclamation point lights as well. That'll turn off me lights. Oh, seatbelt sign epic fill. That's a good one. There's me lights off. Muse just turned off me lights. Hang on. We'll make it night time. Oh, Jesus. We'll make it night time again. Right, Muse. Turn on me lights again. Oh, wait. Hang on. Get rid of Murph. Try it again, Muse. I didn't have the key activated. Try it now. We need to see how much of a time delay there is here. Come on, brilliant. Right, the lights are working now. It's brilliant, isn't it? Right. Pressing buttons all over the shop. Right, go back into this. And go back into daytime. Right, where are we? Jesus, where are we? Where's the runway now? Do. Oh, we're getting very close now. Right, so it's over here, right? How are the flight characteristics of it? They're not bad, Viper Strike. It hand flies nicely. It feels heavy. It feels cumbersome. The elevator's off. Oh no, it's not bad actually. No, it's good. It's good.
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Jesus, Catbat. There's going to be... Get rid of Murph would be popular. It is a bad idea, but we're going to add in some features and it'll be controlled fun. So there'll be an element of the stream that something will be redeemable, right? And our plan is... Like, what I want to be able to do is have you guys fly the plane. So my idea would be, you know, Muse Fan would be in charge of the gears. Dougal is in charge of the elevator. You know, Epic Fool is in charge of the ailerons. Viper Strike is in charge of the flaps. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want to do. We will get something like that working at some stage. That could be hilarious, right? Where's the airport? It's right in front of me. All right, Jesus, right, here we go. Right, quick! Gibbo or Muse? I need landing gear. There's the runway. I need gear. And yourself, Muse Fan. Here they come. The landing gear coming down. Yeah, basically, you won't need me anymore. I'll just sit back and have a beer and just chat to you. Right? Right. Here we go now. Jesus. Let's see what happens. I would be in charge of food and snacks. What the hell? What the hell? Ah, no! Cut it out! Put them back up, will you? Put them down! I need me gears. Put the gears down. Oh, Jesus. Put the gear down. Put the gear down now, fairly lively, huh? Put the gear down. Ah, who did that? Gibbo! Jesus! Right. Put me back inside, Gibbo. Pilot, quick! Put me back inside, man! Jesus! Ah, Gibbo, come on, we need to grease this landing. Oh, Jesus. It's not in... What? Right. Thanks. Pilot. Jesus. Right, here we go now. Brilliant. No, not that view. Not that view. Put me back to the thing view. Ah, no. Put me back to the forward view. Ah, no, don't put up the gear. Put down the gear. Put down the gear.
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
This is a fiasco. Ah, Jesus, there's the runway. Put down my gear, will you? Ah, Jesus. Holy crap. Muppets the lot. Take control yourself, Murphy. Gentle now. Oh, Jesus. Whoa, I'm about to break the plane. Oh. Oh, no. I'm after goosing it. Well, we have successfully landed the Dash 7 back here at Kerry. And it's an absolute holy crap, look what's happened. Yeah, we, How are them props spinning? Well, the propeller ground range doesn't work. Because that's in the ground. Right. Thank you for Wombat. Thank you for flying with Maersk. That'd be an interesting conversation with the insurance. Yes, I know it was a review copy, but it still mostly works. Ah, that was a terribly bad idea. Trust Gibbo and Muse fan, right? The big question is it worth 20 euros? That is a serious question, Muse. Is the Dash 7 worth 20 euro? I would say kind of. There will be better textures because the third-party community, we're going to make our own liveries for this, right? I'm fairly certain we're going to get our own community mods to enhance the airplane if pilots don't do it themselves. I do have a lot of faith in pilots. I know they're going to do some updates for this. There's going to be a patch. They're going to fix a couple of things. The sounds, I don't know what they're going to do with them. I don't like them. Just being honest, I don't like them. Like, consider the DC-6, for example, right? That's the closest thing in terms of the number of engines, you know, a steam gauge setup, all that sort of jazz. I don't know. If you really want a Dash 7, sure. How is the 314? The 314 is quite good. Yeah, okay. Wombat, good point. If you had a choice to spend, you know, $15 on the Mitsubishi MU2, or $20 on Pilot's Dash 7, that's a really hard one to call. Nights Up says, I just bought their Mitsubishi, seems better for my type of flying. Yeah. What you did was plain wrong. Brilliant. We were only helping. Yeah. I thought the MU2 was a tenner. It is if you have the Premium Deluxe. Premium Deluxe, you know what I mean? I was all geared up. Oh, Hemmingbird's on fire. The MU2 is a different animal and will test your flying skills. Yeah. It hand flies better. I think it does. The elevator is a little bit off, but it's not bad, you know? The Dash 7 is beautiful because it has 4 engines. And it is a nice airplane, and the lighting in it is superb. They've made a beautiful job of that. You know what I mean? I think when it comes to the aircraft itself, kind Can she reverse? She can reverse. Yeah, she can absolutely reverse. Yeah. I think it's a very hard one to call. It's a very hard one to call. For $20, they've priced it right. If this thing was more expensive, I'd be livid. I'd be giving out about it a lot more than what I am. It's because they kind of kept the pricing a little bit lower. And I'm hoping we're going to see patches. And in time, I'm hoping this becomes a really nice airplane. Is it anywhere near the level of a DC-6 from PMDG complexity? No. Is it anywhere near the current SWS level of complexity? No. It's not, right? Let's see where the future holds for this. If you really want a Dash 7, you're going to get it anyway, right? And I think you're going to be relatively happy with it. It's not awful. It's far from awful. It's just, yeah. If this type of airplane kind of, you know, it's intriguing to you, I think you're going to have more fun in the ATR. You know? If you like this, you know, if you have the Twin Otter, like I think the Twin Otter is slightly better than this as well. You know what I mean? Never buy a product based on future updates. Yeah. If you're not excited about the price is wrong. Yeah. Hey, Professor Siege is here. It's good to see you. Welcome in. Yeah, never buy a product based on a future update. Well, you have like early adapters and all this. I mean, say that to the MD-11 folks. But there's no roadmap at this airplane. That's an issue. If they gave you a roadmap, if pilots were to publish a roadmap to say, hey, and maybe they did, I didn't see it though. So like, if they gave you a roadmap to say, hey, look, this is what we're doing, this is what we're building, what do you think? That would encourage people to adapt, right? That's what I think. But yeah, that's the story. Right, lads, I'm looking at my time and we're running late. We'll have a look at the PMDG EFB the next day, because there's so much going on with that. It'll take literally minutes. However, I do want to give a big shout out to FlightFX, who joined us here earlier on tonight. Big shout out to Nick and of course to Marwan. Great to see you guys and be chatting with you guys again. Exciting things coming from FlightFX. Have a look back at the start of the video if you're just tuning in there now. And of course, a massive shout out to Kanzui for this livery creation course he's put us on. We have a flying paddy in the sim. It's great fun. So that's it for tonight. We're coming back to you this Friday. We're going to be flying in the Beaver. Also, keep your eyes out. The FS Reborn FSR 500 due to release tomorrow night. And I'll probably fly some of that on Friday as well. So exciting things happening, lads. This should be a good week for the sim, because I think you're really going to enjoy the M500. It's fantastic, right? So, to our friends over on YouTube, thank you so very, very much for tuning in. If you do like this sort of